does actually work. Didn't we do that last week?
We did that last week, yeah. It worked out very well once people figured out what colors they were doing. Okay, we do not have Divine Veil. Okay.
I've been hearing that you can cheese like the first head on with just like mitigation though.
You can.
Can we?
Maybe with the crit low.
Alright, let's see. Where's my food? Where's my food? There's food.
Oh, I should also eat.
Yeah, you want that the orange.
You want that orange, you gotta eat the food. Spots.
The food, you gotta eat the orange.
One sec, I forgot my parsley. Also, Tim, have
Huh?
you seen my parents, man?
Have my what?
Have you seen my parents?
My who is this, Bruce Wayne?
Yep.
I don't really know how to answer that question without being insensitive.
Oh, is Karai gonna get on voice?
No, she's not gonna do it because she said it's better to just do this turn, and she'll do it if we have a break or something. She has to download Discord. That's what we were waiting on. Let's try to get that, but we changed.
Oh my god, she doesn't have Discord installed. Okay,
Why?
alright.
She has like nothing on that computer except for like Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy. Like, the computer is like streamlined for Final Fantasy. It's amazing. It's
Does
so
she have
fast.
ACT on it? She should have at least ACT on it.
No, because if she's gonna parse, she's gonna do it on my computer.
Okay.
Understand.
Well, pretty much she only uses that computer to raid on, and then otherwise she's usually playing on here. So.
I already have all of my cards, so you're
Yep.
probably
waiting
getting a
on-
balance.
Hey.
Alright, so let's do this shit.
Or would you like a spear?
Balance is fine.
Evil Toot.
Oh my god, that's so far back.
Son of a bitch!
far.
No!
That's so far.
Wow.
You made it.
That is so far back.
I have no idea why I ran for it because I had sure cast.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I had stuff up.
Oh, give me a
What
sec.
the fuck?
That's not a crit, by the way. Do we just want to reset?
I got him. Just Are we setting or what are we doing?
Yeah.
I think we're resetting.
So this ACT overlay I have looks great, by the way. One of my favorite features of it is it has a like representative bar of overhealing. So it's like a big pink bar next to your actual healing amount.
Oh,
There's a
an
pretty big one for
astronomically
Haroon.
huge-
Yeah. It's
From stellar explosion.
I was pretty happy with my Falkleys. I was hitting like 27, 28k Falkleys. That was pretty awesome. I like that.
Overheal doesn't matter. He was just using Earthly Star for the DPS. It's fine.
Let me know when you're good.
Rip that balance.
Right?
Spear's fine.
I mean,
Yep.
I mean,
Crits,
Raichi
though.
doesn't get any kind of benefit out of it, but it's fine.
Mm.
who knows? Maybe the next car is balance.
Maybe.
All right, are you ready? Are you ready?
Yep. 5 seconds.
Are you ready, kids?
Just
I can't hear you.
You're not expecting us to sing the SpongeBob theme song, are you?
Ooh, yeah, balance.
No, it's
Hold on, stop.
I
No,
drew
you
the
got a bomb.
balance.
Oh,
No.
We're going,
Commit.
I'm doing it.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
going. Drew a ballot.
I popped everything.
Get a blow.
Damn, that was a big royal.
It's on A side.
God, why is it hurting so much?
Whenever I'm taking this fight, I usually just use Dark Mind on it, and it hurts less just because I have an anti-magic cooldown.
Holy shit. I'm gonna grab Ani.
Do you want to reset
Start casting
again?
dry.
Yeah. If people want.
I can yeah. I mean,
Like how much do we want to? Okay, we're resetting.
I jumped.
I
We're
found,
resetting.
on the edge.
I found a ghost. I guess I could just use IR on this guy.
I think people were too far back to get hit by my deploy there.
Yeah, I don't think Audi got it.
I keep forgetting we can feint that head on, Bruce.
You should feint that head on.
I do
Please.
sometimes.
Oh,
not too
that's
early.
why. Because we don't have a caster. I'm not getting APOC for it.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay.
I'll make sure to feint more often. It's just it depends where I'm at in my rotation, whether or not I'm paying attention to the tank buster.
Rumi's usually on a mage, so he APOCs the doom strikes. That's what it is.
I'm hitting the button that was binded to disable. I wonder why isn't it doing anything?
I don't know. Is it because disable is broke as fuck?
No, it's not.
Disable was fair and balanced.
It was broke as fuck, is what you mean.
It was quite the contrary. It's underpowered. Please buff. It's still in the game? Why is it still in auto translate?
It is in PvP. You can disable in PvP.
Give it back to me. Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Let's do this.
Wow.
Oh boy. I'm gonna have to get sprint for this one.
Crit.
Sweet.
Archers.
Two back is safe. You're a monster.
Gonna use bubble.
He's leaving soon, I think.
Whispering.
How low is he?
Well,
52.
54.
Nice. Rumi, do you want to go in or do you want me to go in?
I'll go in.
Okay.
Oh, we're cheesing the ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I've never been a party actually like has done that. We've always done it like the safe way, but this is interesting. I always wanted to try it that way.
Oh, it's easy for you. You're just gonna stay out and hope that it works. You know? You're gonna have to do one of the tank ghosts, I think, right, Rumi?
Yes.
Okay.
So am I doing tank ghosts or no?
No,
No,
just
no,
you.
no,
stay out.
You're staying out.
Okay.
Good luck, Rumi. I believe in you.
Yeah, don't let us down.
It's gonna be so weird not grabbing a ghost.
Use perfect dodge. You can do it.
Use witch time.
Pretty sure I picked the right one.
You picked the right one. I just hope you got in time.
Oh,
Nope.
Oh.
Lost 5.9k parse, roommate. Thanks.
No.
Yeah, you need to get it. You need to basically stand on top of the ghost before it starts moving. That'll give you an extra second or two there.
Like you guys died well before it.
It's when you kill the ghost. It's not when
We exit.
when you interact. Because believe me, if it's when you interacted, you guys would be dead 10 times over.
or you can be a troll and just not come out.
All right, ready?
But GCD wise, I can
You
probably.
I need a few cards.
What was that?
GCD wise, I can probably do it. Because running up to it, I can get off right on, and then
Ew.
right away I do baklava.
Yeah, that with a I don't know if you use duality or dream within a dream, but yeah.
I dream within a dream.
It's okay. It's a Lord of the Crowns now. that you were.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you got turned into more damage.
We'll try it
some
one
damage.
more time, and if I'm not able to kill it, then I'm not able to kill it.
Yeah, if you're not able to do it, I'll What'd you get?
Spire than a bull.
I'm gonna beat him. They're back.
You've disappointed
go
me
for
for
it.
the last time.
Oh my god. She, on fights like this, you should just be able to pick your Astro starting cards.
Yeah, that'd be so nice. Why can't I just pick my damn cards like out of combat?
Yeah,
Out of
be a
combat,
nice-
just pick
that's
cards.
quality of life thing, like the hide change for Ninja this expansion. So nice.
They might let you do that next. What the
My
fuck?
God.
Oh,
It's fine.
it's alright. Adi's gone right now, so.
Oh.
I sure hope we make it in time tonight.
I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just like switch to white mage.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, we just do it the easy way.
Well, no, I just mean I hope we have time to get 6 done too. I got like 40 minutes tops.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, I got
That's the
something
case.
useful.
I mean,
Good enough.
Chatternook's easier anyway.
It is.
Yeah. But people like to forget not to go back out after after earthquake happens.
Right? Every single time that happens, I'm like, stay back here, and then somebody runs out and gets their ass kicked anyways. Bruce. That's because you're like item level 370, because you get all gear.
He's like off tank status.
Off tank. Nice.
We can round that up to 370. It's close enough.
Alright, you good to go on cards?
Yep.
Spears acceptable.
I mean, I still have 2 more possible cards coming up, so it doesn't have to be spear. Balance.
Yeah!
It's on A side.
Crit.
Oh.
This is a bad idea, but I'm doing it. Oh, cry no. Cry no.
I mean, I reprisal it.
I appreciate it. I'm using reprisal on the Doom boat on
Doom boat?
strikes, so they don't have that.
5 feet back is safe. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this platform,
Alright.
or this box.
I really like that box anyways.
This
Leaving
brings
soon?
out.
Alright.
And we did better somehow.
I did more.
I used my Shadow Flare too early.
I did way better.
I fucked up though right now. I use buff blood and it's wasted right now.
No, that balance on you though. Oh.
Ow. Nice.
I'm gonna need some extra auto attacks that don't kill this thing too fast.
What, kill it faster? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go faster.
Let me know when you have it.
Need 2 more autos. 1 more.
Good luck.
Oh, God, come
Nope.
on.
Nope.
You
I
good?
got it. I got it.
Okay, good.
Like I had to hold back everything.
Yeah, I stopped attacking.
So we're doing super cheese again?
Now
Yeah,
we're
we're doing
trying.
super cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, jeez.
This is what takes the most time is us dying to someone trying to cheese it.
It really is. Go, Rumi, go, Rumi, go!
Kill it.
Do
Kill
it,
it.
do
I'm
it!
dying.
Do it.
Yeah!
Oh yes.
Oh yeah! Oh, you had under a second left.
I got a song for you.
Nice.
I'm gonna go on the other side.
It doesn't matter.
Oh. It doesn't explode if you're too close? Sweet.
Yeah, you can stack him on top of him if you want. Chasers?
I wonder if this will work.
A side?
Move to the right.
Oh shit. Yep.
Yeah, push to it.
I got pulled in. Rip fucking me.
I just stayed out of that mess.
I'm not a fan of this box.
Oh. Grabbing Ani.
I'm gonna get grabbed here.
Rip
Oh,
this
shit.
run.
Kill it! Just kill it!
I'm gonna get murdered. Oh wait, no, I got grabbed.
God, I was immune.
Okay, I see people dying out there. That's not good.
Kill it, kill it,
There's
kill
no
it!
healers.
Yeah, you guys got it.
Bye, Tim! Your sacrifice will be missed.
That was a clown shoes run.
Oh, that was a clown. That was a total.
It only went to shit at the very end.
It did.
That's usually how it goes.
That is usually how it goes. The beginning, we were destroying it.
I really fucking hate this game.
This game was really nice.
Did you
to
just
get
buy
up.
some of it? That
Like,
You just
should I
bought the
should I
necklace?
save for the belt for my ninja, or should I just get the necklace?
you just got the necklace.
I
didn't
just
you?
got the necklace.
I was just getting like a steady streams of like spear,
any
arrows,
regular-
and balances and spire
Does any
spears.
regular healer want the ring? I'm just asking before I
I was
agree on
gonna
it.
roll it, but I'm white mage, so. But
No, I mean
You want
that's
it?
good for white mage.
I
no,
mean-
no. Healing
mean,
is
you-
the thing I do the least. So
I'll do that. And,
I mean, the only other that is like the one other ring that you get to choose to use, either that or it's like a crafted 350.
Yeah. Congrats, Ani.
So,
thanks.
I got the necklace. Nice.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I need like 5 minutes really quick.
Hey.
Don't take too long. Maeve is on a time limit, so
That's fine. Quick clear on 6.
yeah, quick.
One shot.
God damn it. Quick clear, he says.
In the meantime, we can upload the log.
Oh, right.
It's still better partially. That time, but
It's pretty good.
Bruce, you did real good that time around.
I lost 500 at the end though. 'cause I got pulled in.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
of the clown fiesta that happened at the end.
yeah.
I mean, I kept my damage up, but I don't know about you guys.
Kind of?
Well,
Nah, I lost it.
I like how at the end we were just like, okay, Tim, you're the sacrificial lamb. You die, and we're gonna just kill a boss now.
I tried using Shadow Wall, but it wasn't enough. If I use my invulnerability,
You
my
should-
ability.
Yeah, you should have used Living Dead for that,
all right, it's up.
because nobody else was gonna stand in that because we had no healers.
Bruce is purple though.
Nice.
Nice.
That's hard to do for a DPS, especially a commonly played one like Dragoon.
Oh, my cast per minute needs a lot of work.
Oh man, I was 84 for that run.
22 is low
it ate
for
like-
Astro.
It ate like 120 DPS for me. I don't know where that went.
Overkill?
It ate like
Shouldn't
40.
have.
It ate like 40 of my DPS.
I
Not
didn't
quite.
use. I didn't get to use Shadow Flare on the mobs that time.
I think oh, that's probably what it was. I did not get another foe cleave or another inner release window in because I was just about to hit another inner release window when it died. I'm like, man, this just took longer, or this was shorter, but those 4 seconds we did not get were 4 seconds I would have been foe cleaving.
It's time to compare my block to someone else's.
I think I just need to get the diamond axe because that would give me another 300 DPS, which would put me to orange on that.
Boy, I would love to have the diamond book.
Right? The diamond book would be great for your DPS, wouldn't it?
But, hmm.
That feeling when your diamond weapon isn't best in slot.
That feel. Don't worry, next patch you're probably gonna get a better best in slot just from your Animos shit.
They better.
But that means you don't have to clear 8 to get your best in the slot.
Well, actually,
What
that
about the
means
body?
I have to actually go do Eureka, which I pretty much don't
Is
do.
is the Eureka weapon really your best?
I haven't checked the stats for it, so I don't know.
Hold on,
for sure.
I have it. I have all the weapons. Let me see.
What? There you go.
Eureka weapon is spell speed piety.
No. I
Let me
want
see if
my
I can-
freaking critics.
Let me see what the white mage crafted weapon is. Maybe that's better. What is that?
No, Bruce,
Conjure.
I'm level 4 or 5. I can't even remember.
Yeah, the black willow cane is crit spell speed, and you can pentameld it.
Hmm.
I feel like those stats, the boots are not bad.
Is everyone back now?
I think Rumi's AFK.
Yeah, Rumi's the one who went AFK.
Honestly, I think for at least like DPS though, like it's probably better to come with like crit debt.
Yep. Always.
Tim, I have a question. What's the D stand for?
I wanted to put just Tim or like Tim or I wanted to put D with a dot, but it wouldn't let me do either of those. So I was just like, whatever. I've had so many people ask me if it's related to Batman.
Well, Tim Drake, right?
Yeah, but no, that's not
That
it.
would be Tim Drake. Well, I just see Tim and like Tim Duncan. Is that a thing?
Who's Duncan? Are you making a guess or is that someone specific?
I don't remember if Tim Duncan is actually a person. Yeah, Tim Duncan, basketball player for the Spurs.
No, it just stands for Doyle.
Okay.
Oh, Doyle rules.
It's funny. Someone's actually named that on my server. Someone actually has the name Doyle Rules on the
It's a
server.
really good name.
Everybody wants to get on Tim's G. Is that what you're saying? Oh my god, I'm sorry.
We're
Oh,
totally
God.
adults here.
We are all adults.
No,
It's roomy.
it just stands for Doyle.
Okay.
It's the name my mom gave me after my grandfather.
That's cool.
I played through the PC port of Bayonetta this week. I'd still say that's probably the best platinum game. So
Did
good.
you hear that they announced a remastered version of the Spyro trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
I want it. I don't care about any new Spyro stuff, but the original Spyro trilogy was
Yeah,
like,
I've heard
oh,
the
yeah.
Skylanders prequels are pretty good.
It's been so long since I played that. The last time I probably touched it is when I was still in elementary school. So
There was a period of time when I just went back and I played through all three of them, just back to back to back, 100% of all of them. It's not too hard now that I know where everything is. Yeah, those are good times.
Rumi wanted to know how much time Maeve has left.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
We can do the follow. Does Kamiko need a tree?
Yeah, we're doing it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we're gonna do 3 tomorrow because both of us still need the pants. So
He needs the pants that
Multiple
he's
people
not
still need
gonna
mine.
wear.
yeah, yeah,
You don't need
it's
pants.
not gonna be pants.
I
I
know.
glamour that.
You do not need pants.
Pants are overrated.
I think Haruna's due for the twine next week.
Yeah, I believe healers are up for twines.
I got mine last week.
Yeah. Be nice if I can upgrade the 360 piece for me to ditch immediately whenever I get my diamond chest.
Well, I'm not ditching my chest when I get the diamond chest. I mean, I'm gonna get the diamond chest and I'm gonna glamour it because that shit looks sweet as hell. But I'm not gonna. The stats on that are kind of.
I have to say the diamond gear for Ninja looks really nice.
Diamond gear for everybody looks really good. I mean, like the diamond gear in general is just a really nice aesthetic.
Mm-hmm. That's more than what the Genji gear
Yeah,
can say.
so bad, boy. Banana hat.
Yep.
I kept the banana hat.
Yep.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Did you also dye it yellow?
Yes.
Oh, of course. My free company, and this is not my free company, by the way. They're just the people I raid with, right? They're my other friends. My free company, they like all of the people in their raid group. They just all got the banana hat and all dyed it yellow. I'm like, oh my god,
Team
Fine.
banana nana.
you can be Team Banana.
That makes me think of that dude from I'm not sure. Does anyone remember Clay Fighter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me think of.
Why are you bringing that up?
Clay Fighter? What?
It makes me think of Nana Man, the dude that's the freaking the
Okay.
banana you can fight
Yeah,
as.
yeah, sure.
Because it made me think of that when the dude who peels himself and he's like Nana. He's like Nana Man, the banana that fights in Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter 63 and a third or whatever it was.
Yeah. Although I think I played the SNES version more.
You guys talk about Clay Fighter, and I can't help but think of Vector Man, which is completely unrelated.
But it was a fun game.
But Vector Man was a fun game. Okay, 5 seconds.
But that reminds me of my childhood, and you know what's a childhood gem? Super Mario RPG.
Oh, yeah.
So good. That game's so good.
Did you ever
Back when
did you
Nintendo and Square had a beautiful relationship.
did you ever find Culex as a kid or did you not like do that? Because I never found him as a kid. No.
I did find him as a kid.
Am I still gonna have black paint for Siren, or is it
No,
like
no.
yellow?
You are definitely not black. I'm melee, so I want black.
Tim,
okay.
you're gonna be living deading the
Yeah, no,
Snap
yeah, I know, yeah. The wind thing.
wind, yeah.
Wow! Wow!
No, 'cause you heard him right, because he's like, no, I'm melee, I'm definitely black. Like,
Oh my
like
god!
in my head it clicked, I was like, it's because Ruby's black. Yeah, that makes
Oh
sense.
my god!
Hey,
okay.
come on. I'm Asian, it's not that
Oh.
racist.
Okay, so Rumi is black, Haruna is yellow then? Is that the one that
That is so
Rumi likes?
racist.
That's not racist at all! That's not racist at all.
Wait, so you guys doing the Power Ranger thing where the person's like the same race their armor is or whatever? You
Yeah,
know
so I'm pink. Yeah, my race is pink. That's totally what it is.
but you remember in Power Rangers, right? The first season, how like the black guy was like the Black Ranger and the Asian
Yeah,
the
I
Asian
remember
the Asian
that.
the Asian chick was yellow. I was,
Tommy season 2
The Valley Girl was pink.
or wait. Is Tommy the Red Ranger or the White Ranger? I can't remember.
Tommy was
I just kinda,
he was like all of them. He was like you Tommy the original Green Ranger, right? And then he was white, and I think it was red afterwards.
Or something. I don't know.
anyway.
Anyways, let's get to killing.
Rachie, what are you gonna do during the opener?
I don't know, maybe this?
Yeah.
Double spear. I'll take that. Actually, oh, it's a balance. Never mind.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Go ahead and let Earthly Star do its stuff.
Tethers.
If you can provoke shirk me, that'd be great. Thank you.
Move.
Every time. But it was too late.
It was crit and too late.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
getting
it'll eat this one.
Yeah. For me.
Everyone get away from Tim.
Pass it off? Okay. I didn't see it pass.
I tried getting away from everyone so the AoE didn't frickin' smack anyone.
We're to stay in the corner.
Crap. I get the freaking the blue thing didn't go off on me when I used it. Like I used it on the ping, but the painting it didn't.
Privilege.
It's
Get
kind
ready
of
to get your colors and paint.
lame though. 'Cause I painted on the book, but it didn't like stick on me.
Oh, it happens.
Tethers.
Paint.
Ah, sorry, Bruce.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah, I'm getting hit.
Oh, what happened, man?
I was trying to get close to Bruce.
See Tim? Get it, Tim.
I'll protect Ronnie.
Dang, that hurt. Even with cooldowns, that hurt a lot.
Oh, it hurts. Yeah, it hurts.
Because I used like 3 cooldowns for that. Although I think technically my Black Knight got triggered by something else ahead of time.
Yeah, that sounds right. 'Cause there's
Well, there's that bone stack too.
There is that Vuln stack, or was that Vuln stack?
I think that wore off.
It was still on you by the time your HP tanked, so.
I'm gonna try the uptime thing here.
Move.
Okay.
It worked.
Bruce got greedy.
Prizel.
And then
Res me.
I'm gonna hard cast.
I can get him.
It's under Lightspeed though.
Oh, good. Okay.
stay out.
Oh my god.
Ow! What the heck killed me?
Gonna have to hard cast, Tim.
What the heck just killed me?
Heal up.
Probably stack hard.
This is a wipe, I think.
I just got
Thanks, you're
cripped by
both
like
dead.
4 things in a row.
Yeah, just wipe it. Hello, Ani.
Hold me.
It looked like I was stacked with everyone else, and all of a sudden I just like dropped, and I was like, "What?"
Oh well, yeah, you were
it's,
just.
it's a combination of like auto attack and you being low for going into the stack markers. So
I don't know what it was, but he crit me like 3 times in a row. That was bullshit.
Just RNG?
if
Yeah.
the
Just
off
RNG.
dives, the main tank starts taking damage from both Juggernauts.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forget. What am I supposed to do on pull?
I can't help you. This is a question you have to answer on your own.
Let me know when you're good on cards, Aruna.
All right.
I'm amused at all the warriors who are like, yeah, go with a 2.3438 second cooldown. I'm like, I have 2.4 and I don't have any problems. Get better lag, scrubs.
Wow,
forget your
Ani,
paint.
that's hot.
Oh no.
Oh man, Ani, holy crap. Looking good there. I love the cowboy hat.
Ooh, yeah. Get all wet.
Oh, okay. Are you good?
Yep. I got all my cards, so whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Non-crit.
Oh.
Oh boy, an arrow. I hate MP. This is great.
I know, right?
Oh,
Uh,
somebody forgot the blue.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if the paint happened.
Protecting. Oh, that might be a problem.
Ah!
Oh shit! Ooh, that was close.
Aruna. You really love that
tethers.
spread.
She's very attractive, though.
Ow.
Well, she is also not wearing pants.
Hard casting.
What the heck killed?
Oh.
What the heck?
Did you get crit?
I was up for like 3 seconds, and I just.
Died immediately. We might want to restart.
Alright.
'Cause at this point, it's trying to play catch up and it's not working.
That's a good way to die. Oh, that's a
Oh,
good way to die.
Sweet.
Right here.
Get on the Venn diagram of death.
We belong in all categories of death.
This is my last pull before I have to go. I'm kind of pushing it already.
All right.
Do we want to back out and just have you guys white mage?
Yeah, actually, why don't we do that?
Alright.
Are you going as a summoner also, Rumi?
Nah, still ninja.
Okay.
Alright. I'm on white mage.
Yep.
Quick, clear, and for real don't belong on in the same sentence.
Yeah, Rumi, you ready? Maybe Rumi's still zoning.
Does Rumi not have an SSD?
Rumi's on PS4.
He's on a
No,
console.
I'm already out, and you can put an SSD in consoles.
That's true.
But can you install the game to them?
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing Final Fantasy 14 on a disc.
It's like a potato.
Yeah.
I mean, he takes like a second or two more to load than most people. Like that's about it. Like
That matters when you're buying a house.
Shirogane Savage.
Let's get a house.
Remember to get your paints. We're painting by colors. Ready, Maeve?
Yes.
Okay.
Why? I don't know why you were asking me specifically.
Aether flow.
Oh, I did it outside of the instance.
I know, but that doesn't mean I don't know that.
Where are my crits? Where are they?
I know. I just got a 2K Falcleave crit. That was pretty sweet. Or 20K.
I was gonna say, impressive for HE.
I'm gonna benediction Tim.
I mean, at least I'm still in that vulnerability window, so even the freaking howl can't kill me during that window.
It's nice.
Tethers.
not a crit.
Oh shoot!
Holy shit.
One sec.
I got vengeance up.
Okay.
I got it. I got it. Just get away from the painting. This is gonna suck.
Can I have a refresh?
60 seconds.
Alright, cool.
I have nothing for cooldowns for the next tank buster.
I just wasted that.
Thank you.
Oh, I got seduced. Hopefully I get seduced into the stack. I did not.
30 seconds and I'm
Corner, corner. Stay in the corner.
I got correct.
MP's up.
Alright. Tim is on the east side of the boss.
Oh shit.
I got it.
Don't get greedy. Tight.
Simulated danger for entertainment purposes.
Move.
Stay out.
Yeah, 2. Oh shit. It's pretty low actually.
Gotta shake it off out.
Ten seconds.
Tethers.
Spread. Who's got cry? You have it.
I got it now.
Okay.
Slice.
Just something that can get lost in shuffle. make a count of that.
Release.
Oh, it didn't give me the buff. That's annoying.
Ping Haruna.
I'm gonna have Benny.
Or casting Ani.
Get ready to run. Puzzle.
Oh shit, I was.
Wow, that's bull.
Yeah. Okay, well, we got it done.
My gosh.
Oh, look, another
Fucking
diamond
hate this game
circlet offending.
so
Did you
much.
just buy the gloves too?
That'll.
No, I've had the gloves for a while.
Okay, I've had them for. Yeah, I think I got them last week actually. What is that? The fifth circlet we've
Does
had?
anyone not have the circlet at this point?
The circlet dropped to the ground last week.
Oh shit! I passed it.
Did I touch it? I don't know if I opened it. I didn't think I opened
So are the tokens all free roll?
it. Yes. The polish is free roll because we have pickup, and tombstone is free roll because, well, I mean, if you don't have one already.
And you probably don't have a good 370 weapon.
L.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much what it means.
Rumi, do you have the gauntlets already?
Yes.
I have the gauntlets as well.
I'm gonna get on them then.
Oh, and does anyone really need the tombstone? No one roll on it already because I rolled like a 99. If anyone really needs it, I can pass
passed
on it. Because I can pass on if someone really, really needs it.
I think we've been just free rolling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because
Everybody has it if they want it.
It's a
okay.
blue. I don't know if he needs it.
I rolled an 89 on the polish.
No.
Oh wow.
Crushed.
Next roll. Okay, I'm out.
Good night, mate.
I feel bad about getting clipped about that thing because I main tank this fight. My old crew, we had a warrior, but he was the off tank instead. So like during that part when I was trying to grab the disease during the middle, I got clipped by the AoE when I was trying to wait for it. I feel so bad about that one.
Usually if you're off tanking, you just sit in the corner and wait for somebody to bring it to you.
Well, I was trying to get ready to be in that corner, but then the AoE near the painting clipped me, and I was like, I'm surprised it just like one shot me like that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the goddess chatter now does hit pretty. He hits pretty fucking hard.
And the problem that you run into is the off tank is constantly taking damage in that fight, and the healers aren't really concentrating on the off tank. They're like, throw them a regen, keep them kind of topped off, but don't worry about putting shields on them because, you know.
Well, I mean, except during the part where if you have to soak the wind thing or like the disease,
Yeah.
the disease thing blows up.
There are specific mechanics that they look out for on that, but for the most part, they're just concentrating on keeping everybody topped off. Like, I don't think you guys even care about me so much unless a demonic shear is going out, right?
Actually no. Like,
Yeah.
like for healers, like they actually have to pay actually more attention to the off tank. Basically, regens have to be constantly ticking.
Okay.
But yeah, whenever the tank buster comes out, that's the one time where we paid attention, and that's like throw a Benison on the tank, slap a regen, and then continue to DPS.
Continue to DPS. throw a Benison, throw an XCOG, continue to DPS.
Yeah.
All right, well that worked out pretty well.
No, it took away DPS from me.
Oh.
I lost 100. Ah, feels bad.
It took away 20 from me.
But I'm happy with the overheal though. Only 26%.
Nice.
My DPS is probably not as good as it should be because I'm so behind on like gear because like I'm trying to find a group so I can get through 3 and 4. I've been using infusions and stuff though.
You 3 isn't too bad to get a pickup for, and it's still, you know, hard. 4 is hope you clear on Tuesday.
To be clear, what?
Or I mean 8. I hope you clear on Tuesday. Cause
How the heck is 4.6 56 percentile for ninja?
4.6. Guess ninjas aren't good. Are you saying RAM contaminated the ninja parses? Well, I just jumped a ninja, so I'm gonna contribute to that.
Why? He's not even online, is he? But of course he's
Yeah,
on.
he is. That's why I just said it. And he's not AFK, supposedly.
Do you guys use infusions for for the first 2, or do you guys not bother with that?
Oh, I mean, if we're
we
looking
do.
for parses, we do. Yeah.
For this one though, I use pots.
I use bots.
I
I haven't used
didn't-
the expensive food that costs like 40k because, you know, warrior food.
You mean the food that pretty much is really easy to fish up now?
The food that is still easy to fish up, but still costs 30k for an octopus. I don't know why.
Check.
Let me know if you need more octopus. By the way, I'll just you know fish them
All
out.
right. So do you guys have like enough food for tomorrow, or do I need to make more?
I have 20 takoyaki on me. I am
Okay, that's pretty overkill.
good.
I'm good for a good while.
Cause I probably need to make more food for myself.
So getting killed at that part and Chatter probably killed my rating though.
It kind of killed your parts. You're
Yeah.
34th percentile.
Hmm.
But in general, it's not the lowest parses that people look at. It's just your highest parses. So if you've got a good parse somewhere in there, that's what they're going to care about.
They look at your highest parses to see if you have any pad.
Yeah.
The thing is though is that in my old groups or whatever, I didn't like roll with like a ninja or something like that. So like I didn't have anyone helping me out with like aggro and stuff. So I had to stay in tank stance a lot more, so that like my damage kind of suffered for that.
That is why you have the warrior pull, because they don't give a shit about that. Because between me and my off tank, I spend the first 3 global 2 cooldowns in Defiance, and then I am never in it for the rest of the fight.
Yeah, the rest is more like just shirk jerking.
You just provoke Shirk, and that keeps you topped off on hate. And we don't normally run with a ninja. We run with a Rumi is run summoner. So I gotta keep hate off of a monk, and last year it was keep hate off of monk and a samurai, and that was fun.
And in 4S, you have to keep hate away from me.
Oh yeah, you. Well, no, I just cover you.
But Amajest is without a ninja is kind of sucks.
The biggest
Oh, just thought it was just bullshit.
The biggest problem we had with Neo X Death was just that like the healers kept getting crazy aggro because of all the what's it called? The Almagest made it really difficult for the healers to not get
Oh yeah. For that to handle that without a ninja, let's see. What we did was I was playing Paladin at the time, and we had another warrior. I would just cover Haruna, and Karuna would just go, "Okay, I have hate," and then I just cover Haruna, and then I take all the hits.
Yep, and then afterwards I just dump it. So with Lucid, so by then.
So I would provoke sometime after he establishes a huge hate lead, and then he would dump the hate, and then the other tank would provoke shirk me, and then I would have a hate lock again.
But but that's like specifically the one the Aegis that follows like Delta Attack. But outside
Yeah.
of that those two particular Aegis, it's like the main trick is mostly just healers knowing exactly like how much hots.
How much you need to heal, because you do not want to heal and then get a hit with the Charybdis and be like, fuck, I gotta heal all that again.
Mainly we just played it kind of like safe, you know, like I tried to mainly we had it so that I was in kind of like main tanking for the first part, and then he kind of like took over and we like switched.
Yeah.
That's basically what we did.
That's how that fight works, and we did the same thing. Like, it was not a main tank off tank. It was just you tank these parts, I tank these parts.
Because it was like up until I think it was around Delta attack, where we did the swap and he took over, and then I stayed out of that. Then I basically turned off grit for like the rest of the fight. And then I would just do the provoke thing during like the last like Delta attack to share the Earth Shakers.
Well, like in that fight, since I was running Paladin, I did have to use Shield Oath a bunch just to get hate back on some of the mechanics.
Well, I did throw on grit a whole bunch just because like the stupid aggro kept the resets make it difficult.
And there really wasn't any way around that without a ninja. Like you just had to do that. Did you ran with a Dark Knight Warrior?
Yeah.
Because we did Paladin. We had Paladin Warrior and then Paladin Dark Knight. So we always had the Paladin, which was really nice for that fight. Because you could do the cover bullshit.
But that cover strat thing requires you to be pretty good at timing though, because holy shit.
Oh yeah. You have about 1 second of leeway, 1 to 2 seconds of leeway in that. I think I had a spot actually on the cast bar when I would hit it. I'd be like targeting him. Okay, I need to hit it now because if I hit it any later, it's not going to cover you, and if I hit it any earlier, it's not going to last for the Earth Shakers.
How long does cover last for?
20 seconds.
That's a really long duration. Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, 12 seconds. I'm sorry, it's 12 seconds. I'm thinking of something else. Tempered Will is 20 seconds. Tempered Will is 10 seconds. What the fuck? God damn it! Why
I
is
was about
Tempered
to
Will
say,
so bad?
that doesn't sound right at all.
Why is Tempered Will so bad? Oh no, the cover is 12 seconds. But if you do it right, then it lasts for the it lasted for the Arrow 3 that comes out, and then would also last for the Earth Shakers that come out. So I did that, and I ate that, and then I ate both Earth Shakers because Paladin, you just pop Sentinel and tank stance, and you can eat all of it. And the other off tank doesn't have power. Real food? You mean like Taco Bell?
Oh man.
This was a clip of the very first clear I ended up getting with my group. Again, it took longer to get clear just in general, just because we only raided like twice a week because people were like had super busy jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty
Fuck
much
those jobs.
us. We only do twice a week for the most part.
Jobs suck. Why would you do that?
I mean, I kind of wish we did 3 times a week though, or at least did for longer hours than during the 2 days, because it was only like 2 or 3 hours for those 2 days, I believe. It was like Thursday was like 10 to like 12, and like I think the other one was Sunday, and it was like 9 to 12.
Your buttons are so big
Buttons are so big.
on your interface.
Oh, you mean on the clip?
Yeah.
yes, another fellow button masher.
Well, what do you mean? Like you want to be able to hit the ability as soon as it goes off, right? Because of like, latency or whatever. Something they want to make sure you mash it until like it goes off, right?
Yeah, and then I've seen some streamers where they just like wait for the GCD to just right as it rolls around, they just push the button. So
Yeah.
I only
I-
really care about it because I have a mechanical keyboard and it's really.
Oh yeah, I love the
noisy.
clicky sound my keyboard makes.
I got to get a keyboard. I when I was looking for a keyboard, I was specifically trying to get one that was like quiet. I didn't want to get one that was like click clack click clack click clack click clack over the microphone.
Yeah, my first one was a blue switch, and it pretty much telegraphed that I was doing shit.
Hey, Runa. I use a blue switch.
I mainly just didn't want to make people think I was like mashing the keyboard into the microphone. I was actually pressing the keys with the actual microphone. I just wanted to make sure that people didn't think that was going on.
Yeah, I actually play on a blue switch keyboard.
I like the blue switch though, the clicky clackiness.
I love it. Oh, brown switches are good. My sister, I think, types on clear switches. I think she uses clears.
I don't know. I was debating on trying the Logitech's Roamer G, and I'm just like, it just feels disgusting.
It feels like you're typing on mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't feel like it's a real mechanical keyboard.
Did you go to the what was it? Or did you ever see the clip they have on how they test the Cherry MX switches? Because
no.
it is rigorous how many clicks they push through that thing. They have a machine specifically designed to push like 1 million clicks into keys as fast as possible, just to test them.
Best button masher in the world.
Why would they test them like that anyway? No human could physically do that.
They're
It's
rated for like what is it, 10 million
Let's-
clicks or something like that? 10 million.
like 10 million key presses for each switch.
But you think that pressing them over time, like over like a more actually humanly possible lifespan, would be different from like mashing them 10 million times in like an hour.
Right.
Oh yeah,
well,
it's just
it-
goes
it-
on to
it
say
is-
that
it's
it's
harsher
fast.
on the keyboard to do it faster. So yeah. I don't know if they actually do 10 million presses. They probably do with some of them, because and the keyboard is like the switches are sitting there for like a day or two to go through that. Because even going like 100 presses a second or something ridiculous, it's gonna take a long time.
I don't think I've ever had a keyboard wear out. I mean, like usually we have to get them replaced just because they get either like,
Coffee or something.
yeah, something like that. Usually it's like an accident or something like that, or they get like lost or something.
Yeah, well,
Or-
I have a graveyard of
or-
keyboards in the basement.
Oh, no, the thing was the keyboard itself wouldn't fail. It was it's always the freaking wires.
Yeah, I've actually worn through keyboards before. I have made my keyboards die.
Because there have been
I
a few.
have mechanical keyboards I went through.
Because there have been a few keyboards, or whatever, that the keyboards themselves don't fail, but the wires, like they crack and they split and stuff. Even when I use like glue or something like that, they keep like cracking, and I've had to get them replaced just because of that. But not the keyboard itself didn't fail. It was just the keys, the actual keys, like the key presses, wasn't wearing it out. It was like the stupid. They're making the wire out of like a I don't even know, like hard unbendable plastic that was like that wasn't flexible.
Maybe you should look into like keyboards that come with like braided cords though.
I wanted to get one of those. Although I got like recently I got this HP one that has a flexible kind of wire. I wanted to get one of those braided ones, but they're just so expensive.
Well, yeah, anything with a braided cord is probably going to be a higher end product. At least is going to look like one, and therefore going to be more expensive. But
Those
hey,
also
if you're
can-
going to get a braided cord, I would just get a mechanical keyboard because most
or a
of-
mechanical keyboard with one, like
Yeah.
generally they like to tack it onto it. So
yeah, it's just an added benefit.
So how's it different from? Because I always use just regular, just straight keyboards. Like how are the mechanical ones exactly different, or what's so special about them?
So the difference between a so a regular keyboard, what it has is it has a film over each key, and every time you push down, it just impacts the film, and the film makes contact, and that's what sends key press. A mechanical keyboard has an actual switch, so you push down, and the switch activates, and that's how the key press is registered. The film or membrane, as they're called, they're membrane keyboards, means you have the entire membrane. So your entire keyboard is one piece. It's just one solid, or not solid, but one matrix held together. And then every time you push, it makes two intersections happen, and it says, "Oh, that's that key." So one problem that you have is certain key press combinations are not actually viable.
Well, I know that if you press too many keys at once, it makes the computer freak out, and they're just like, hey, what are you doing? And the computer starts like, what's it? It's like it starts beeping or something like that. I remember doing that as like a kid, and I was like, the keyboard just like couldn't handle it or something like that. So
Mechanical keyboards are way more resistant to that. Now, they're also not immune to that, but they're not as susceptible to it because of the way they're designed. I think like most keyboards will be able to do like 4 simultaneous key presses or 5. Mechanicals typically do 6 or 7. The other thing is because there is more give in the keyboard, you're less likely to get something like carpal tunnel syndrome from them.
You're less likely. Well, hold on. You're less likely to get them from mechanical keyboards because of why?
If you ever try and type like on something solid, right? You'll hurt your fingers will start to hurt after a while because you're pushing into something that's solid, and your fingers aren't really designed to do that. Mechanical switches have a lot more give than a membrane, which is why I said it's like typing in mashed potatoes. It's like there's no real resistance to you pushing down until you hit bottom out the key, and then there's a lot of resistance. Mechanical keyboards have a fluid amount of resistance as you push them down.
Now, don't people put mechanical keyboards with like half presses so you can press keys faster? I know people do that during like first-person shooters.
That
and
is
stuff.
also true too. They have faster activation times. Like in most mechanical keyboards, they have an activation point. So you push it down, and once your finger feels this click, right? There's a little bit of resistance, and then you push past the click. You know that the key was pressed, and then you can let go. A membrane keyboard, you have to push typically all the way down, and then that means that you have to push down, make sure that you make that contact, and then let go. There's no indicator saying that, hey, you pushed this, that you can just feel.
Do they make them like quiet though? I mean, is it possible to have mechanical keyboards that don't make tons of noise?
Yes. I think the Reds are pretty quiet, aren't they?
Not sure.
I just sent you a message about the Cherry MX switches, which are kind of like the gold standard for mechanical switches.
How much are those anyway?
It depends. My keyboard is a full Cherry MX Blue keyboard, and I think it ran me like $90 or $100, something like that.
Jeez.
I mean, each switch is
Yeah, my keyboard's only like I got it for 70. But
let me see how much mine costed.
but I'm pretty sure it's possible to get some as low as 50 though. They may not be Cherry MX switches. It might be Kale switches.
You might get the Kale switches, or the Logitech proprietary switches. They have another one.
The Romer
Yeah.
ones.
The Kales are the Chinese switches, right?
Yeah.
That's what all the Chinese keyboards use. Yeah.
Yeah, my other keyboard is like the cheaper $50 keyboard. That's Kale Blue.
So yeah, my keyboard, and it is a nice keyboard, was a Corsair Vengeance K70. One retailed for $130.
Yikes.
Now, if you want to buy one, they're $400, but that's because they're discontinued. So
We probably get
Yeah.
something. Probably get something that's not discontinued, so you don't have to spend $400 on a keyboard. Why would they discontinue something if it was really that good? Then why discontinue it?
they came out with a newer model.
Oh
Yep.
well, might as well just get that then if it's
Yeah,
newer.
exactly. You just buy a new one, or you buy whatever the newest model is. Let's see. But like, here's one: Cherry MX Blue switches, which are good. Corsair Strafe, which I think is the newest one, looks a lot like my keyboard. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And that is an $80 keyboard off of Amazon. And I mean, they're backlit. It's got the braided cord. It's got the USB ports on it. So, it has all that stuff.
The real question is it RGB?
It's not RGB. My keyboard is not RGB. I kind of wish I did RGB, but I'm kind of glad I don't. You know what I mean?
I can't stand it. I just the funny part is just going onto the PC Master Race subreddit, and all I see is I have
RGB.
ascended RGB.
RGB. Oh, I just know.
What,
I just know,
RGB like the video input?
No, like basically RGB LED lights on
So
the keyboard.
So the way RGB works is the whatever you have backlit or lit up with LEDs, they have RGB LEDs, so they can go all shades of color. So you can have a rainbow rave inside of your computer case or on your keyboard or whatever is RGB.
Would that be a little distracting though? I mean, I don't really look at the.
Oh yes. No, nobody's saying that it isn't.
Like I can concentrate. I'd have a hard time like concentrating, because I don't really even look at the keyboard while I'm like doing stuff like playing and stuff. I feel like it'd be distracting if there was like a crazy I don't even know what to call it, like an acid drug rave going to town on the keyboard. I'd be like it would be so distracting and be like I'm sure I'm probably sure it's pretty popular with stoners, but I mean why would you want like a super crazy ultra light up keyboard that you can use for parties?
Well, for one, I don't know if many people actually do the RGB thing, but one thing that it does do is it means that your keyboard, whatever you get it for, if you say, oh, I want my rig to be blue instead of red now, you don't have to get a new keyboard to have a blue rig. You just change your keyboard settings and it turns blue instead of red, right? The rainbow rave thing is more of a, oh, I can do this. It's not I have to do this. It's you can instead just have it be one color and pick that color. I am pretty tempted by that purple build I saw a while back on PC Master Race though. That looked really good.
Oh man, I haven't visited there. All I know is graphics cards are really expensive right now. Just don't even bother.
Don't even bother trying to build a rig right now. Graphics cards are just stupid. Yeah.
And then
That's entirely true.
and I heard that
Does-
for the people who are still using the Maxwell cards though from Nvidia, they're all dying right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot
no.
of
No.
970s, 980s, and Titans are just dying.
No, I heard about something like that. Wasn't there something going on with Nvidia and cards and people trying to farm cryptocurrency or something like that?
Yes.
It's like causing it's eating them up.
Basically, any good video card right now is way overpriced because the crypto miners have basically bought all of them.
What's the point of why do you need graphics cards for that anyway? Wouldn't it be better to have RAM?
Well, the RAM you can buy is like DDR3 or 4. The RAM you buy and put in your computer is DDR4, 3 or 4. The DDR in video cards is typically DDR5 or 6, so it's faster.
So they're just using it just for the RAM, I guess.
They're using it for the RAM and the processing power. Basically, every video card is a very high-powered computer. My video card costs more than the rest of my computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was at normal prices. Video cards are basically computers that you plug into your computer. So what cryptocurrency miners do is they have special software to use this entire potential of this mini computer, and you just plug 10 of them up in tandem on a motherboard, and you run your whatever. Because if you're the one that solves a problem for that Bitcoin, you get a whole Bitcoin, and that is a lot of money.
Like, don't you have to do that manually though, or do they have stuff that just does it automatically, like for like
It
Oh,
just
it's
computes
automated.
it. Yeah.
It's automated.
Oh, well, what the heck? What? Well, of course you'd want to have like a crazy warehouse full of machines that would just print money.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep. That's
And-
what
and
that's what the scheme
What,
is.
what those machines are made out of is video cards, because they're the cheapest and most efficient way to do it.
There is one such warehouse in Iceland that uses specifically geothermal energy to power like its mining.
Yeah, because the actual power cost for this is a factor. They use a lot of power. And also in Iceland, the reason you use Iceland is because it's cold, and
And
cooling
cheap.
costs are also a thing, and it's cheap.
Yep.
Electricity is cheap. So
Well, that's kind of like cheating though, isn't it? They have freaking like they basically have free electricity with like like infinite geothermal energy that's easy to harvest, as well as being like pretty much like sub-zero temperatures all year round for like for like free cooling. That
no, that's absolutely true.
But you know
That's why
what?
you do
They're the miners are they're just gonna be like, well, sucks to be the rest of y'all.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Which is why I don't bother going into cryptocurrencies, because like this is totally not worth it.
I do have like a friend that got into to the cryptocurrency. He's not mining, but he tried to invest in it when Bitcoin I think when Bitcoin was like 8K and it hasn't peaked at like 16. And then past January when he started crashing, he started shitting bricks.
Nope, you just hold on to it, wait for it, because it's an extremely volatile market. So
How do
just
you-
wait until it climbs up again?
How do you even sell this stuff anyway? How do you exchange it for actual just straight cash?
You have to find a dealer.
Yeah. Much.
'Cause I-
Basically, you have to find somebody willing to take it on. So
And that's like the main risk attributed to it. The only real reason most people don't really like use Bitcoin like as
people
much for
don't use
transactions.
Bitcoin as a currency; they use it as a speculation method.
Yeah, that's the
Really
main real bad thing about cryptocurrency. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere about the Department of the Treasury doing like a paper on it saying that if cryptocurrency was actually regulated, it'd be as much as like 20% more effective than it is like right now.
Oh yeah. I
Does-
mean, and it's something that goes to show maybe some regulation for currencies is an important thing.
Because I see all this stuff online about how the Bitcoin's worth like a fortune now, but I mean, like, how do you even value that if you can't exchange it? If you can't even exchange it for anything, if you were just holding on to it?
Well, I mean, you can exchange it for stuff. I'm pretty sure drug dealers take it.
That too, and basically, if you want to do any naughty things on the dark web or illegal transactions, use Bitcoin.
Yeah, you use Bitcoin for those.
Okay, well, I mean, besides being a cyber criminal, I mean, if you want to get something like legit, like a car or something like that,
I mean, you can do that. Like Newegg takes it's an online like computer parts retail like website.
Yeah, Newegg
they
takes
take
Bitcoin.
They take Bitcoin.
Let's see what I remember hearing about a few retailers actually that just took Bitcoin. Not the really big ones, but there were some reputable outlets that took Bitcoin at least for a while. I don't know if they still do.
because I heard that
Right
they.
now-
Go ahead.
The only one I know is Newegg, but yeah, go ahead.
Because I kept hearing about like how they're people were kind of like what's it called? They're kind of shying away from it more, I guess, because they're slapping a lot of regulation on it. They're trying to like pass a lot of laws against it, I guess, because it's just like unchecked income that's like not taxable.
Well, there's
that.
multiple reasons going around. Like one of them is like as you say is like regulation. South Korea and China are looking to ban it, and that's like where a huge
That's
portion
like where it all happens.
are.
China, the Chinese populace is extremely corrupt, put it nicely.
Do you mean do you mean the populace or do you mean the government?
Yes. I am Chinese. I went to China. It is pretty freaking corrupt.
No, I mean, do you mean more like the general populace of people, or just like the government mainly?
The government is extremely corrupt, and that passes down to the populace.
Huh.
Yeah.
So-
Get
so-
pretty much anything done, you have to go, grease a few palms.
So it's like Soviet era Russia or something like that.
Very similar, yes.
Except with the free market.
Except for with capitalism running rampant, even though they deny it happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mao Zedong's tomb? There's a gift shop behind it.
Oh wow.
There's an actual gift shop behind it.
What
I
they?
was tempted to buy the watch that had Mao on it with the fingers pointing to the hours and minutes. You can see it now, right? Yeah, it was pretty great. I kind of wanted one.
Huh. You don't sound Chinese at all. You just sound like a normal
I
like a
grew
guy.
up in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
My
I'm
mom is
also-
Chinese.
Chinese
grew up
to
in
some
China.
extent.
Well, one person at a time. What?
My mom is Chinese, grew up in China. My dad is American.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyways, what was that, Haruna?
Oh no, I was just adding that I'm like Asian, like half Chinese and Taiwanese to
Yeah.
part.
People think I'm like Puerto Rican or something like that if they don't know any better. I'm like, really? Really?
I had someone that I knew in high school that he's like half Mongolian, but his parents are like his mom was like Chinese and his dad's like Mongolian, and he has band camp and stuff. So after like band camp, he's like super tan, and people would just pass him off as a Mexican.
God. Oh yeah, but the Chinese government is corrupt as hell. Like, you think the U.S. government is corrupt? Oh my God.
I've seen the let's see on YouTube. I'm trying to remember what the guy's channel is called. It's a dude that always wears a suit. Like he rides a motorcycle all over China or something like that. He like lives there with like his his wife or something like that is Chinese. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about though.
Is he like American?
Yeah, he's like I think
my
so.
Parents might watch their vlogs. I'm like somewhat. I kind of know what you're talking about.
I mean, I think
Really?
because I believe he mentioned how what's it called? Like there's scams in China like crazy, especially for people that are like tourists and stuff. But they really don't target people that can actually speak Chinese though.
Oh yeah, my mom speaks Cantonese, and she doesn't actually speak the language of most China because most of China speaks Mandarin.
Isn't it like split up between like the north and south? Kind of like one does the other, like and like one's like more rural or something like that. I think.
Mandarin is a dialect for most of China. It's the official dialect. Cantonese is a dialect that's spoken in Hong Kong, most importantly, and most of southern China, like the very southern China. There are also a few other dialects, but the reason they're all the same language is because A, China says so, and B, they all have the same written language. So
I'm trying to remember what's that country that China does not want to recognize. What was it called?
Taiwan?
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
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 What's
that's
up-
that.
How does
Yeah,
that?
They totally let Taiwan do its own shit though.
Well, yeah, partially because the U.S. government is like, you know what? No. Taiwan's a valuable trade partner. You're not going to do that shit.
So with
Taiwan
Taiwan has its own kind of like language too, right?
Yeah. The native dialect is Taiwanese, but like as you might know, like a lot of the people who supported Chiang Kai-shek moved from mainland to Taiwan, so Mandarin's like the lingua franca in Taiwan.
Because I was gonna expect if China lays claim to it, or at least to that degree, then you expect there to be a lot of Chinese speaking people there too, right?
I mean, they already claim, like, quote unquote, but it's just that they won't do anything about like how the the autonomy. Bleh. Basically, they won't do anything about the current existing government in Taiwan. So Taiwan has like its own elections, its own set of corrupt politicians and such, which is like
Yeah,
entire.
there's no set of current politicians that like
Yeah.
him with that.
I mean, it's really bad. Like, not long ago, like literally, I think the current Taiwanese president, she's like, she might be either one of the first female women presidents in the world, but
I thought.
I don't know.
I remember Germany had like was it the prime minister? I try to remember.
That's I think you're referring to the chancellor, but anyways, she I think at like one point like her policy or her political policies has gotten like so like unpopular to the point where she actually requested additional police presence in the area she was visiting, and it costed like it wasted so much taxpayer money.
Wouldn't that cause like that would cause a full on rebellion though if she kept doing stuff like that?
That's the main thing. Like, the one thing you probably don't realize about like Asians and how politics works in like at least in Taiwan is like we are like super fickle. You don't like what the current president do, just stop voting for that party and just switch shit to the other guy, and that's kind of how politics works. It's not like in United States where people are like they pretty much stand by what they believe and they'll just continue to vote for one side or the other, regardless of like what the
Unless
situation
you're a
is.
moderate.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Unless
like with China, if you say that China's as corrupt as they actually are, though, why come they haven't just voted out the corrupt government though, or something like that?
Well,
Seems like.
The Chinese government being corrupt, the reason that they get to stay in power is they're the only party.
There's that.
Thing is, you can't really. Thing is, like with stuff like that, you can't really vote out the party if there's no other party that can run, or if they're.
Exactly. You can't vote them out, and if you try to vote them out, you may very well be considered a
Like
political dissent and be executed.
like
or erased.
like an enemy of the state.
Yes. It is not a democracy.
If I remember correctly, there is one like Chinese foodie that I follow on YouTube, and he specifically cannot return to like China because of his religious beliefs. If he does, he will get arrested immediately. So.
Well, I mean, if he's a citizen somewhere else, you think they probably would just deport him too, like instead of executing him or something. Does China? I know China has more executions than like any other nation in the world by far. Probably because of its a huge population, but I mean, like,
a lot of people.
but I mean, like, you know, I mean, do they really execute people for that, or they just deport them?
Let's just say that when I went to Tiananmen Square in Beijing, you're not allowed to sit down.
As
Because
a
if you sit down, it may be considered being a protest.
oh, I know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Do they mean on the ground, or if you carry like one of those backpack like stools or something
On the
like
ground.
that? Okay, so you
You're
can
not allowed to sit down on the ground.
okay, so you can like carry like a stool or something like that, or one of those things you put in your back.
You're not allowed to do that either. No.
Oh, okay.
No sitting at all. Just walk through. Also, when I went to Mao's tomb, oh, this is great. I tell everybody this story. Basically, there was a cart of flowers in front of him. You could pay money to buy flowers to put on his tomb, right on his grave or whatever, right? So you buy the flower, and you go inside. Now you're not allowed to take anything inside, except for what you're wearing, obviously, and a bouquet of flowers that you buy outside from the stall, off of a cart. Now you go inside, and there is that same freaking cart in front of his picture before you walk into the tomb, and you just put the flowers on there.
Oh my god.
And then they just wheel them out in full view.
That's hilarious.
I was there when it filled up, and they just hauled it out, and outside were the same freaking flowers. They're not real flowers either, of course, they're plastic.
That might work the first time, I guess, if you want to get like a whole bunch of tourists.
Dude, people pay a ton of money for that.
Like-
It's not tourists.
Why would you do that?
Well, maybe as Chinese tourists. I don't know.
It's
I mean,
certainly.
to be seen as being patriotic, maybe, probably. There's a lot of pride in country in China. Like the U.S. is very patriotic. So is China. China's extremely patriotic.
But it makes me think of that video with that dude with the motorcycle. How like if you're like even if you speak Chinese and live there, if they like perceive you as an outsider, or if someone I think he went to I forget what it was like he went to some kind of massage parlor or something like that, and people were saying that he didn't pay for something like that, or I probably could dig up the video or something like that, but people were saying he didn't or something like that, and the dude made up a story about him mouthing off about China or something like that. And he got beat up by like a gang of Chinese people who like thought he dissed the country or something like that.
I'm pretty sure that there's like that like everywhere in like Asia, wherever that you see like where the population is like nearly homogenous in ethnicity.
Yeah, if you're different at all, you're singled out. Yeah.
Because like even in Taiwan that happens against like mainland Chinese people. Like
Also, Hong Kongese hate mainland Chinese people, and vice versa.
yeah.
Like they hate each other. My mom, she's spent maybe 45, 50 years in the U.S. I mean, she came over to the U.S. when she was probably around 40 years. She came over when she was around 18. So she speaks fluent Cantonese, right? She speaks fluent Cantonese, knows how to read and write. But when we went over there, when I was getting out of high school, people thought that she was. It was weird. A lot of people thought she was Chinese, but there were quite a few number of people who thought she was just American as well. My dad, they thought was completely American, which is right. He's 6 feet tall, completely bald, pale white skin, freckles all over the place, and so people were trying to get my mom a lot of street peddlers were trying to get to my mom to have her buy things because she actually understood what they were saying usually, and they would also try and get my dad, but my dad would just he's bigger than they are. So they couldn't really get to him. My mom, however, is short, like you would expect. So eventually my mom just yelled and made a big fuss, and everybody just kind of stared and was like, oh shit, she's got a gun. She's an American.
No.
It was that kind of scare. It's like, oh god, she's gonna actually kill me.
Wait, was this in China though?
This was in China.
Oh, because I thought Chinese had like a pretty tight regulation on guns though.
Yes, they do. That doesn't stop the stereotype of Americans having gun kind of permeate. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, yeah, that's an American. They probably have a gun.
That's probably like the one main thing why my like Taiwan, my relatives in Taiwan will never to United States. They can't cope with the thought that
we have more guns than people here. Isn't that great?
Hooray!
Hooray!
Maybe we should also grant like guns citizenship because there's so many of them.
There's so many of them, right?
The private play.
I don't know. I got more stories from China if you want. It's pretty great.
Okay, I found the guy's channel. It took me a minute to dig up where the let's see here. His channel's called Serpentza. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. Let's see. Right. This is the dude who he like, always wears a suit. Let's see if I can post it. That guy. He like always wears a suit everywhere. And he like lives in China with his Chinese wife and stuff. And it's the dude who the massage issue like happened with, where we got like beat up in the street by a whole bunch of Chinese people because the dude wouldn't leave him alone. And was making was asking for money for stuff he didn't pay for, or he didn't get what they were asking him money for. So they were like demanding he pay for something he didn't actually get. And and then the dude was like, what's it called? Saying that like he dissed China in the street or something like that when he left the building, and then he got beat up by a whole bunch of people in the street.
Yikes.
But that's the guy. That's the guy's channel.
Oh wow, he looks very American.
Yeah. Although I think I'm not sure. I think he's American, but I don't remember because I know that him and some other guy they also live in China. Make like videos and stuff, and they both have like Chinese wives and stuff, I believe. Although I think
number of Chinese vloggers, yeah.
I believe that guy might be like I don't even know. I think he might be. I think he's American, but I'm not sure if he's British or not. I need to watch the video. I haven't seen him in a few months.
British would be extremely common in southern China, actually.
Let's
because of Hong
see.
Kong.
His about page says he's a British South African.
Okay. He's one of those guys.
Yep. I did see another guy do like a vlog from China though about like going to Shenzhen to make his own homemade iPhone. That was rather amusing.
How do you make it? Hold on. How do you make a homemade iPhone?
You literally like Shenzhen is literally like I guess the cell phone capital in the world. So,
Yeah,
like,
Shenzhen is where all of the manufacturing for like portable electronics it all happens there.
so yeah, literally all he did. There are like street stalls that sells like shells of iPhone 8. You can buy like a circuit board for it that's compatible. You can buy the glass screen. You can buy all the components, but you're probably gonna need to like some specialized equipment to actually get like the circuitry and install everything and put it together. But it's totally possible to just assemble like an iPhone.
Yeah, because remember what I meant about corrupt as fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, they do not do exclusivity there.
Well, I know that
You can just buy whatever.
I know that copyright doesn't exist in China. They just they
Just
do
whatever.
yeah. You really can't sue like the people in China just they don't really have the copyright laws protecting owners outside of the country, or at least even inside. I don't even know how the copyright laws even exist there or how that works because it seems like they kind of just copy or just straight up pirate whatever they want. Really,
I mean,
The copyright laws don't really exist. Well, they're just more lax. Like you have to be really, really, really offensive, and you have to be a Chinese company for them to apply to you. Or so if I was a Chinese company and I said, "Hey, Chinese government, this copyright this is infringing on my copyright, and by the way, here's $100,000," they probably would find that it was infringing on my copyright, even if I was infringing on their copyright, or a few $1,000,000 rather. On the other hand, if I'm like Disney and I'm like, "Hey, China, this company is infringing on my copyright," I'm like, meh, not really.
I remember Blizzard has been having issues with that with like all these Overwatch clones.
Blizzard Blizzard was contracting a company to do like World of Warcraft and stuff like that there, and they did eventually get it, like they had it working and they were doing the patches and that sort of thing, and then Blizzard was like, "Hey, where's the money for us for you using our stuff?" And they're like, we're not going to pay you." And Blizzard's like, "Oh, really now? Okay, well, you're not getting one of your updates, and here's Vista Pandora, a expansion that is extremely offensive to Chinese people."
also censorship.
Oh Oh, censorship in China is hilarious.
It's hilarious. I think I've seen like several like anime characters or animes that's like literally streamed in China. They have to completely almost change the character design because some of them are too lewd.
No, you guys ever check out the China Uncensored channel or ever? I forget what it's called. It's basically all about like Chinese censorship. It's basically all about that stuff. And
Did you know that there is a job in China to watch porn?
I think I heard about that like a while ago.
It's a government job to.
Oh, that sounds like an
It's-
awesome job.
You basically have to watch through all the. Well, I mean, you have to watch porn basically, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day.
Well, the thing is, it's not gonna be like
And it's not the good stuff either. It's just the random shit that gets shoveled over to China.
Well, I guess that's unfortunate.
I mean, that wouldn't even be like fun anymore. You'd be watching all
No,
this
it's
stuff.
terrible. Because they have to watch everything for the government ratings.
I don't get
Find
the
out if it's,
like. I don't like. Basically, do they think that porn is gonna somehow offend the Chinese government though? I mean, how many porns are?
No. This is a Chinese government job.
No, I know, but I'm saying that usually they try to monitor stuff like that to make sure it doesn't try to, I'm trying to think of the word for it, like try to upend or cause some kind of insurgence against the Chinese government. That's mainly why they try to review stuff, right? So it's not offensive to like the Chinese government.
No. The pornography is illegal in China.
Well, wait, hold on. How do you review porn or whatever if it's illegal at all in the country? How does that even work?
Well, I mean, somebody has to be able to tell you if it's porn or not.
Do you have to watch it? Or I mean, pretty sure the first 10
Yep.
pretty sure the first 10 seconds could tell you that.
Gotta watch it. How bad is the porn? Government wants to know.
Also, why would they make that illegal anyway? Wouldn't that be like a huge market for revenue though?
They don't care.
I mean,
They don't care about
If I had to guess, it's mostly because of morality reasons.
Yeah, morality, quote unquote morality reasons. But this does not stop porn from being in China. Right? You can get porn in China.
I mean,
You just have to go to the black market.
but they have the great Chinese firewall, so you probably can't download it that way unless you have some kind of
Oh, you totally can. You just VPN.
Oh, I was gonna say unless you have some kind of software to kind of bypass that, but like, wouldn't VPNs also be filtered through the Great Firewall? How do they get around that?
I mean, the traffic on the VPN's encrypted, so
Traffic on the VPN is encrypted, so you can't actually see what it is.
Oh, you think the Chinese government would be more thorough, but it seems like they're just kind of they don't really seem to
What making porn illegal does basically is gives the Chinese government carte blanche to just take anybody and throw them in prison for porn. Right? Because everybody's got porn, right? So you just say, oh, well, you're arrested. On what grounds? Possession of porn. Go to prison. So because of that, they can basically say anybody who might be a dissident or is wealthy, right? Because wealthy people are gonna have porn. Let's be honest, they're gonna have the good stuff that's illegal. And so it's a way to keep powerful individuals in check, as well as not powerful individuals in check, by doing that.
You think though that they would just try to arrest them for government dissent and then keep the money for the porn the money the porn would get them you think that they would just do it that way instead of arresting them for porn just because porn's illegal if they really want money that much. But
The problem is you can't really. I mean, if you try and arrest them for political dissent, that's not actually a charge that the Chinese government can levy against you.
Why not? I thought they hate political dissent though. That's basically the whole reason why they're the same people have been in charge for the last few decades, right?
Well, yes, but they are technically right. This is according to the law, they are a republic. It's just there's only one political party. So, in order to make sure that there's still only one political party, if anybody starts getting too powerful, they have to find a way to remove them. To find a way to remove them, they can't just say, oh well, your views don't agree with ours, you're under arrest. That looks terrible. That just looks bad. Instead, you say, oh, you're arrested because you have prostitutes and you have porn. That's way more agreeable than saying you're under arrest because you have views that don't agree with ours.
It's weird that they would like be worried about people like seeing them a certain way, considering that they have like almost absolute power.
It's not how. Well, it's partially how the populace sees them, right? The population of China is absolutely gargantuan. If there really was a problem, they'd have serious problems keeping everybody under control. The population in China is massive.
I mean, they probably would use the military. They have a really huge military to keep people in check if they really had to, right?
I mean, they do have a big military. Not gonna lie, it's not as big as the U.S. military, but it is big.
Well, I mean, it's bigger in terms of like amount of soldiers. I mean, the U.S. has is a more technologically advanced military.
Yeah, but this, like, you're talking billions of people.
I mean, like, I'm not really sure if they really could. I'm not really sure if billions of people would be able to mount an insurgence
The
like alone.
logistical nightmare of billions of people across a country larger than the United States revolting is not good. Like it's not so much can we maybe keep it under control? Yeah, they probably could. What's the economic damage and impact of that happening? Like all this is just playing with the figures, making sure that the status quo is held, people aren't too angry, and you get to keep doing what you're doing. Because the Chinese population is huge and unwieldy. It is a lot of people.
I think what's it called? Is their population around India's size? I know India also has a
Yes.
very very large amount of
Yes,
people.
they are the second largest population in the world, according to, or second largest population behind India. But like China and India have billions of people. The U.S. is the third largest, and they have hundreds of millions. So you're looking at an order of magnitude or more people in the United States.
Eventually, though, you know, considering how people are in that one single like part of the world, considering the two countries are like on top of each other, wouldn't they just run out of? They're probably gonna run out of food eventually, right? Because the population is gonna get too big.
China's really good at making food. Like that's why they have so many people. Actually.
Yeah, the southern part of China is a really fertile farmlands for.
Yeah, actually, that's where my mom's from.
Well, I mean, like again, eventually the population will probably outstrip the ability to make food, though. At some point, though, if the population keeps growing.
At some point, yes, but
Yeah.
that is now. That is not now. And China is importing food from the United States, actually.
Yep.
Which is why, and I'm in Illinois, so I know about this. The hog farmers are very nervous about the recent trade disputes between the United States and China, because China is imposing a 25% tariff on pork products from the U.S. because the U.S. imposed a tariff on Chinese steel.
No.
Yep.
Thanks, Trump.
Yep. Yep. That's all Trump right there. That is all Trump.
Wait, hold on. Why would they need American pork though? Couldn't they just like grow their own animals or whatever? You know, just because there's.
China is great at growing food. They're not so great at livestock.
Why not though? I mean, they have so much available land though for all that stuff. They'd have
The
lots
available land is generally not flat.
You mean okay, so it's too mountainous for
Yes.
animals?
Yeah, like the United States is weird in that it's so flat. The U.S. is extremely flat. The China is not a flat country.
Well, it's right in the middle of the
I mean-
Himalayas.
Yeah, you got the Himalayas in the south. You got the Mongolian steppes to the north. There is the breadbasket area, but even the breadbasket area in the south, where it's extremely fertile, it's still hilly, and that is currently being used to grow rice.
Even then, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like waste the fertile soil to be like used as graze for livestock.
Livestock, yeah.
It's better. It's probably much better to just import
Mhm.
meat.
Way better to import the meat. And the U.S., which has a comparatively low population for its land volume, is great at growing food and exporting it of all kinds. So, pork, beef.
But it makes you think of how the middle of the country, the middle of like the U.S. is just like a big void. There's like, just like thousands of miles of farmland.
Yeah, and that's weird. That is extremely weird. There's like no other country that has that.
Oh, like there's a huge cattle area around Amarillo, Texas. That's like close to the north in the Panhandle. It's literally just like on both sides of the highway is just like acres and acres and acres of just cows.
Yep.
Here. So
Now in China, if I wanted milk, I believe it was imported from New Zealand.
Wouldn't that be like ridiculously expensive to import like milk
It
from
was
like other?
not cheap. Milk was not cheap.
I mean, I know they don't.
Remember, a lot of people in China are lactose intolerant as well. So
Yeah.
SMI.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, I'm like not totally, but I'm getting there.
You can eat cheese, but it's not a fun experience if
Yep,
you eat
I
too
can
much.
I can add some half and half to coffee, but if I eat cereal, I'm totally fucked.
Wait, aren't there like pills or and some kind of enzymes you can take that
Oh, yeah.
basically fixes that?
Yeah, but I don't really care about eating cereal nowadays, so
That's too
What about
bad.
pizza? Do you like pizza?
yeah, I can eat like pizza, like some cheese on like pasta is all fine and all that crap. It's just when I drink like I consume a lot of dairy in like one sitting, like eating cereal with milk.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. My stomach is not gonna be
Can
happy.
can you handle like deep dish pizza or is that too much?
Oh, I'd like to see you try.
Oh god.
Hey, did you know that there's 3 pounds of pizza on a Luma allow you deep dish pizza? Or 3 pounds of cheese, rather?
That's yeah. Don't kill the man. What like calm down. Because
That's a deep dish pizza.
I mean, like, because deep dish pizza is probably my favorite kind of pizza. Like, like Little Caesars or like the Uno deep dish
That's
pizzas.
not deep dish.
What are you talking
That's
about?
not deep dish.
That's like
I'm around Chicago.
that's like several
we
inches
got-
thick pizza. Like, I mean, anything thicker than that would be like a freaking like lasagna or like a casserole at that point.
Oh, yes.
Because like the deep dish pizza, like the Uno or the Little Caesars, that stuff is like several inches like thick. Like that's like 3 inches thick of pizza or something like that. It's pretty thick. How much thicker can you really go for a deep dish pizza? Well,
When I see deep dish pizza and we put it on the table, it shakes the table. Like this shit is heavy.
Oh man.
I'm not
Googled
kidding
that.
when I say 3 pounds. 3 pounds of cheese. There's 3 pounds of cheese on a large Little Maloney's deep dish pizza. That's not including the cornbread crust, which is about as heavy as that. That's not including the tomatoes or any other toppings you put on it as well. Or the sausage, which is a layer of sausage.
it might as well just be
Not
considered.
crumbles. It's a layer of sausage.
That must have just be considered a molten cheese and tomato cake.
Yeah, it is basically a cake. No, I mean, it is a thing. Yeah, how many slices of Little Caesar deep dish do you have?
Well, the like lunch special is like it's like 4 pretty good sized ones, and the normal one that's like I don't know, it's like $8, and that one's like 8 pieces of pizza, and it's like a big giant. It's like a big rectangle.
And you'll eat like what, 2 slices, 3 slices?
Probably like 2. And then I'd feel pretty full. But the thing you sound like it depends how big each slice is though. It's from the pizza cake though. How big is each?
A large Lou Malnati's pizza has 8 slices and 1 is a meal.
How
One will fill you up.
like how big is each one? Like how thick and then how wide is it?
Let's see here. Um, see. There's the about page for Lou Malnati's. If you scroll down, you'll see a picture of a slice.
Is there like a? Hold on, let me check this out. I just want to see if there's any kind of thing that shows it kind of like compared to scale to like a person or something. See, that looks really big, but I don't know how big that plate is though. I don't think I
Do you
really
see
can.
how big the plate is? I mean, do you see how big that fork is?
Yeah, kinda.
It's about as long as that fork is.
Interesting. The pizzas from like Little Caesars and stuff. It's like those are like just again, it's like a rectangle pizza, and it's a bit, and each piece is slices like a square. This looks more like a traditional kind of
Yeah, their slices are not tavern cut.
Not what cut?
Tavern cut.
Hold on. Say again.
Tavern cut.
Oh, I never heard of that term before.
Tavern cut slice pizza. Tavern cut pizza is like when you have the pizza, right? So you have either a rectangle or a circular pizza, and you just slice it into squares. Usually, large pizzas are tavern cut because trying to get slices like that is next to impossible because they just end up being too big.
There's a pizza on the top right, the Chicago style pizza, but that doesn't look like that doesn't really look like deep dish though.
That is deep dish. That is deep dish.
The one on the top right, you mean? The where says
That is deep dish.
where says Chicago style pizza, let's eat. That's that one.
Mhm.
That
That's deep dish.
huh.
That is Chicago style deep dish right there.
Because the one on the actual plate, the one in the middle of the page looks like thicker than that one though for some reason.
Well, probably because that's served in a cast iron, or well, I don't think that's cast iron. I think that is a steel pan, and that pan is probably 2.5 inches tall on the sides.
Hmm.
Now that doesn't look like a sausage pizza because a sausage pizza would have more stuff on it.
That just
But
looks
yeah.
like that just looks like a straight up just plain pizza.
Yeah, that's just straight up cheese, I think. I mean, my favorite pizza at Lou Malnati's is, well, there are two. You get the Chicago Classic, which has their butter crust, because, why stop at just cheese? Put butter in the crust. Like, we'll have so much butter in the crust, it'll be called butter crust. And that has the butter crust and the sausage and extra cheese. Or you get the regular deep dish pizza with pepperoni and garlic. And that is garlicky. Super garlic.
I like garlic sauce.
I love garlic. No, this isn't garlic sauce. This is garlic. They put garlic.
Oh,
like
just the garlic.
in the pizza. Right. You just put garlic in the pizza.
Wait, so it's like whole cloves of garlic with the pizza, or how does it work?
No, I think it's minced. I think they mince it. Because you get it, and there's probably about a clove in each slice of pizza. Then, I would guess.
Let's see here.
Which is frankly ludicrous, but excess is kind of the point of Chicago-style deep dish pizza.
Okay, yeah, let's see here.
I'm gonna look up this little Caesar's deep dish thing you talk about.
On. I got. Let's see here. This is pasted properly. That right there, I believe, is one of the things they have. It's like a deep dish pizza, but the crust is like made of bacon, or it's like wrapped in bacon. I think that's it. I posted the link into the thing.
That's Detroit-style deep dish.
The what?
That's Detroit-style pizza. Yeah, it even says Detroit-style. I didn't even look at it. That's Detroit-style pizza. I wasn't even looking at the sign. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Detroit-style. Oh, okay. It says it's
Man,
Detroit style deep dish is good.
are you like secretly a pizza connoisseur?
I am a pizza connoisseur.
Do-
I don't
do-
think there's any secret about that.
Do they have Little Caesars out there?
Oh yeah. They don't last very long.
Well, I mean, Chicago probably has a lot of pizza places to compete.
Chicago has a lot of pizza places.
Mm.
Like your worst pizza chains that are out here typically that you'll find regularly are like Papa John's.
Oh god, Papa John's.
And
I
that's like the worst kind of pizza you're gonna find. They're Pizza Huts. I mean, there's like one or two Pizza Huts. I know of a Little Caesars somewhere around here. I don't know if they're still open.
There was a Papa John's
No,
around
like-
here, but they kind of closed up after a while. Because I got coupons for them all the time in my email for like buy one get one pizzas for like free pizza.
But like there are 4 local pizza joints that I can like walk to. And I live in the suburbs. I don't even live in downtown Chicago, so I typically drive everywhere. But I can walk to these places, and then there's also Lou Malnati's, there's a Giordano's, there is a Gino's East, although that's a bit far because a lot of those closed down, unfortunately. I love Gino's East Pizza. And of course, there's the Uno's Pizzeria and Duo's Pizzeria in downtown Chicago.
But a lot of the really crazy restaurants or whatever, are probably those privately family owned type stuff around down there probably. For the really crazy ones the ones that aren't franchises, but they're like family businesses that probably had pizza for like generations.
Yeah, no, a lot of these are like this one place is called Marino's around me. They recently moved into the location, but they had been around for like 30 years or so, 40 years. And at their new location, they moved their wood fire grill or wood fire oven rather for their pizza, so they can get really hot pizzas. In addition to their regular pizzas, and they don't do deep dish pizza. I don't actually eat deep dish pizza very often because, frankly, it is absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying to lose weight.
Well, I mean, like you can have it, just have smaller portions.
One slice, I think, is around 1,500 calories.
I mean,
Like, no joke. That stuff is ridiculous.
Yikes.
well, I mean, like like I need to try to lose weight, but I mean, like you can still just have like just have less slices so that you don't go overboard if you still want to have
Oh
one.
yeah,
Of those.
I know. It's all about portion control. But pizza is like one of the worst things for me to eat because cheese.
Do you mean like because of,
Cheese.
do you mean because of like a weight thing, or do you mean because like of like
Because of weight, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Like I know because of
trying to keep control of cholesterol and all that stuff, and like it has all the things I'm not supposed to be eating. I love it anyways, and I'm like, okay, I'll eat pizza, but
well, it seems like often the tastiest stuff seems to be the most unhealthy.
yeah, I can agree with that. Although you can get away with a lot of stuff as long as you again portion control. But like, thing about deep dish pizza is I can eat a little deep dish pizza, or I can eat a lot of regular pizza, and the regular pizza will be as many calories as that little deep dish pizza I ate, and I'll feel more full from the little pizza. Because you eat the deep dish pizza, and half of it is more than half of it is cheese. It's like stupid amounts of cheese. I love it.
Is your mom lactose intolerant though?
Oh no, she's not actually. She can't actually eat. She can drink milk and that sort of thing, which is unusual. But she does have to limit her intake for dietary reasons, for other medical reasons.
Okay.
Which is unfortunate because she really likes cheese.
Hmm.
Like she really likes cheese. But,
You probably feel bad kind of eating pizza around her then.
well, I eat it at work.
Oh.
Because where I work, they make pizza. They make handmade pizza at a bowling alley. It's kind of great.
I mean, after a while, you probably get desensitized. Oh my god, desensitized to it after a while, though. I mean,
I eat it like once a week. Right? The chef there is pretty good, so he makes like fresh chicken sandwiches and salads and that sort of thing, and tacos and.
I suppose,
pizzas.
I suppose if the chef is that good that he'd be working in a bowling alley instead of like like actually just a restaurant.
It is weird. I mean, he did come from a restaurant. I know the restaurant he came from before.
Is
His
it-
chicken wings are fantastic, actually.
It makes me wonder
He
if-
used to work at a wing restaurant.
It's weird though that a bowling alley would have like basically a restaurant here, like or at least a restaurant like inside. That's kind of like weird. It's like it almost makes you think of like Chuck E. Cheese.
I mean, it's a privately owned bowling alley, so the owners just kind of do. They're like, okay, we want to, and one of the owners really wants a full restaurant bar in the bowling alley. So he brought the guy in to redo the menu and put some stuff up, and the guy is passionate about his work, so he puts the work in to make sure everything is really good quality.
The pay must be good though.
I'm pretty sure he's paid pretty well. Yeah. I'm paid pretty decently, actually, despite not being a. Well, I mean, I guess I am a pretty trained job at this point, because I work on the machines and back. But yeah, it's pretty good.
I always wondered like what happens if the machine get. Like, I'm pretty sure this happens probably like occasionally where someone rolls a ball and hits the stupid machine while it's changing the pins. Like
Okay, so there are a few things that happen. Pin setters are all different. There's a whole bunch of different manufacturers for pin setters. What we use are Brunswick A1s. They're imported from Japan and built in Japan, but they're made according to U.S. specifications. So despite everything on them being written in Japanese, they have imperial measurements for all the measurements.
that must get a little confusing though.
Oh yeah. They work though. They're like 25 years old, 30 years old. They're big, bulky, dangerous machines, and they work. So the rake, the arm that goes down is called the rake, and so it goes down after the ball is thrown, either through an electric solenoid, which is set off by the motion sensors in front, which will track the ball speed and all that stuff, or if you throw it hard enough, it'll just automatically go down because that's how they did it before. They had automatic scorekeeping. And so then that happens. Now, if you hit that rake with a ball, it depends on how hard you hit it. If you just kind of tap it, it's strong enough, it's not really going to do anything. The ball will just sit there, and somebody's going to have to go out and get the ball and yell at you for throwing the ball at the rake, which you're not supposed to do. Because if you throw it hard enough, pins get lodged in weird places, and we have to break pins apart to get the machine to work again.
I mean, it's probably
Or
happened.
you might bend the arm, in which case we have to, repair the arm.
Which is harder to do, the arm repair thing, or do you mean, or just the breaking the pins apart to do that?
It's one of those things where it's like, well, you might see this happen, and if it happens, just get the machine working again. I've seen the arm break a couple times, and I've seen the pin. Getting the pin dislodged is really, really fucking annoying. And those pins, I mean, they're solid chunks of wood. So yeah, you're gonna be chopping away at that for a while. They're solid chunks of wood coated in plastic. Well, but usually all that happens is there's a loud clank. Everybody looks at you, and they're kind of disappointed in you.
It probably happens a lot though. I mean, especially if you have like a bar or something that people are drinking, it probably happens a lot more frequently. Like
Actually, the people who drink are typically not very bad about that because at least where I work, because most of them are regular bowlers, so they know how everything works and they know not to throw the ball when the arm is operating. It's the kids that are the biggest problem, and they don't throw the ball hard enough typically to damage anything.
Cause that makes me think of because I went to a bowling alley before with my cousin, and there were crazy people that were drunk, and one dude like slid down the lane without a shirt on into the pins.
If you did that, you would probably die.
But he didn't die. I mean, they had to drag him out, but I mean, he wasn't dead.
No, like if you did that at our bowling alley, you would probably end up dead because a pin setter would come down and crush you. No, serious. That is what would happen. That's why we don't let people down there, because those machines don't care if what is down there is people or nothing. They will go down, they will put the pins down, and they will come up. And you're not, when it comes to you, between the 2-ton deck above that, the deck is going to win.
Well, how come that guy didn't die though when that happened? I mean, like what?
They might not have been regulation pin setters. Remember, there's a lot of variation in pin setters. There are many ways to do the pins. If you just have the pins strung up by strings and you just pull them up and reset them, that they're not gonna. There's nothing big. There's no big deck. Finally, if somebody spies him doing something stupid like that, they can just turn the pin setter off. And that's probably what I would do if I noticed somebody doing that. If I saw somebody starting to go down the lane, I would turn the pin setter off and I would get them out of the bowling center, because they're just gonna kill themselves.
There wasn't really much of a warning though. There was mainly just a dude making a commotion, and then all of a sudden he's just running down the lane without a shirt on. And
Was it, what kind of bowling alley was it? Was it a regulation bowling alley or a non-regulation bowling alley?
what's different? How can you tell? Well, how would you be able to tell that?
Regulation bowling alleys typically have leagues in them in the evening. You'll have leagues in their bowling. They're USBC sanctioned, so they're sanctioned by the governing body for professional play.
I probably could get
amateur play.
I probably could grab the place on Google Maps. You might be able to tell.
Oh yeah, I could probably tell from that.
Let's
If I could just see the lanes. I mean, I mess with these things all the time. I can tell.
Let's see here. Google Maps. Let's see here. Because I remember the place, as long as it's still open.
It might not be. A lot of places have been closing down actually. Because they're privately owned, we can weather it, and all the leagues that are moving away from all these other houses that are closing down, they can just come to our location, which is great for us. Leagues are a fantastic business.
Open. Darn, this freaking page won't open. Like clicking on it, it's like not taking me to the street view.
Like the amount of money we get from a league is, for a small league, is like $300 a week. For a big league, that can be as much as like $4,000 a week in lineage alone, not including all the food and alcohol they drink.
What the heck? I'm trying to go to Street View here, and it's being stupid. Trying to see if this is it. What the heck? What the happened to? Well, I'm trying to look for the tiny yellow guy that you drag onto the map. What the heck happened to that guy?
I don't know.
What in the world?
Killed him.
If lets me go to Street View, I want to see. This is it. Can I go to Street View? What the heck is going on here? Cause I looked it up on Google Maps and I see it the over map. I'm just trying to see. I'm going to try to see Street View to see if I can tell if it was the same place. Cause I'd be able to tell if I could see it from like the outside of the building.
On like Google Maps, there should be a yellow guy on like the bottom right.
No, I'm looking for the yellow guy. I know like what you're talking about, but the yellow guy's like not on my screen. I don't see the thing that you can put down to. I don't see him anywhere. Like he's like not on my.
I'm not entirely sure. Like
I mean,
going into
I
like
see him.
satellite and then scrolling in.
I mean, I see the yellow guy. He's on the bottom right-hand corner for me. He's right beneath the plus and the minus.
My plus and minus don't show a yellow guy. It's just a plus and the minus, and that's it.
Could you could also try like scrolling in on under satellite onto the road to see if it enters into Street View automatically.
No, I'm trying to scroll in too. I'm trying to do that, and it's not doing anything. It zooms in, like to the maximum zoom in able view of the map, and then it just like stops. What is? I don't know what is going on with this thing. Hold on. Street view. Okay. I had to like look. I had to go to some other Google thing to go to the to make the yellow guy appear. I don't know what was going on with that. Let's see. Okay. Over there. Can I drag the map? Okay, let's try this. Okay, I'm pretty sure this was it. Okay. All right. It took me a while to get it because it was like being stupid. That place. I like for some reason the stupid yellow guy wasn't popping up and I couldn't get it to work. I had to like load Google into like I had to like go to Google Maps because googling the location through like just Google, then going to the it was sending me to a map place that wasn't letting me do the street view at all. It was really weird. Cause I Google it and then it would take me to maps, but then there would be like no street view or satellite options. I don't know if you really can tell though if that's the what's it called, the like regulation or not.
Well, I'm gonna look up their webpage. Wonder Bowl. That's it. Yeah, that's a regulation bowling center. Unless they're doing something really weird. I mean, they have leagues, which is pretty much a telltale sign that it's USBC sanctioned. Because if you're not sanctioned, you cannot have a sanctioned league there, and if you can't have a sanctioned league there, then people typically aren't going to want to bowl there regularly.
So what makes
serious capacity?
what makes them like sanctioned anyway? Like why would they not be sanctioned anyway?
So, all right. So bowling alleys and bowling stuff, all the stuff on a bowling alley, in theory, could be changed. The length of the lane, the width of the lane, the size of the pins, the weight of the pins, all that stuff. That all is all in theory subject to change. To be a certified center and be allowed to sanction your players, you have to meet certain requirements. For example, the lanes have to be a certain width. They have to be a specific length. The gutters have to be a specific size. The pins all have to be within, I think there's 2.5 and 4 pounds, I believe, are the requirements for the pins. And they have to be made of wood. Wood pins with plastic coating. That sort of thing, right? So it's just all the things that's to make sure that your bowling, what you have out there, the product you have, matches what the official meaning of the sport is.
I mean, they also have different like kinds of bowling though, like candlepin bowling and stuff. They also have stuff like that is different.
Yeah,
like,
there was candlepin bowling out in Maine, or and that sort of thing. But standard 10-pin bowling, which is what the U.S. and a lot of Japan actually really likes to do, is the standard for the world, the typical standard, anyways. and that is what like all the 300 games and all the governing bodies, they all decided on. This is the game that we're going to do. So that's what all the regulations do. The balls also have to be a certain size. You have about 1 ounce of variation between one side of the ball and on the other side of the ball on each of the 4 or 3 main axes of the ball. Balls have to be between 6 and 16 pounds. They have to meet a certain thickness or certain hardness as well, and there's a whole bunch of regulations on the balls and all that
Well, I
stuff.
mean, the ball has to be like specific so it doesn't destroy all the equipment. I mean, like otherwise the ball would either destroy the pins or the ball return, right?
Well, that's why they prefer you to use at least a 7-pound ball, because most pin setters don't work very well with 6-pound balls. They'll get stuck in the ball return. Which is why when I see houses that have 5-pound balls, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, I mean, like, what? Well, hold on. What happens if like there's like kids that are trying to bowl or something like that, or a kid that can't lift a like a 7 or 8 pound ball very effectively?
I've seen like 4-year-olds chuck 7-pound balls down the lanes.
They must have a hard time though. Jeez.
It's not easy. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. That said, I started bowling with 8-pound balls, so I have very little sympathy.
Because I was bowling when I was like, even though I started bowling when I was trying to think, I was pretty young, but I remember those balls being really, really, really heavy when I was like
Oh yeah,
younger than 10.
I mean, when you're bowling, the ball like even though I'm like 200 pounds, I'm a little under 200 pounds. The ball I use is a 15-pound ball, so that's a good.
I didn't know. I didn't know they made the balls that heavy.
Yeah, regulation balls are typically your bowling ball. If you know what you're doing with bowling, you're going to use a 15-pound ball if you can use it. That's like the optimal weight for a bowling ball. They used to be 16-pound ball, but then people did a lot of math and found out 15 pounds is the optimal weight. So now everybody uses 15 pounds.
Well, I mean, eventually the weight of the ball is just going to make your whole body shift too much to be accurate. If you make it too crazy.
Well, balls have to be 16 pounds or less. Like that is an actual rule in bowling. You cannot have a heavier than 16-pound ball.
I mean, as they were
It
making,
might be 16-pound 1 ounce or something like that. But yeah.
I mean, as they were making the rules and stuff, they probably made it so that the balls have to be under a certain weight, otherwise they're gonna start messing people's like backs up and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't want people chucking 30-pound balls down the lane and ruining everything. So that they said, okay, 16 pounds. 16 pounds is right. But yeah. You use a 15-pound ball if you can use it, and then if you can't use it, you use a lighter. You go down to 14, 13 pounds. I think I used a 14-pound ball in high school the few times I bowled in high school. I spent a long time not bowling. I'm not very good, honestly. But I mean, I work at a bowling alley, so bowl.
I mean, did they let you practice or get like free games in or something like that at all?
Yeah, I get all the free games I want. I just go whenever I want. I can just go there and bowl. I also get free pool, which is kind of nice. I can use the pool for free. Not swimming pool. The bowling.
No, I know you mean billiards. The bowling alley would have a swimming pool. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I heard of a golf course that had a bowling alley, so whatever.
How many golf courses have swimming pools though?
I don't know. There need to be more though. There's a water hazard right there. But yeah, no, I mean, my guess is if like he ran down there and he didn't trip something when he went into the bowling and into the pins, I can't imagine the staff were very happy with it though.
Well, no, I think he got the dude that slid down the pins. I'm pretty sure he was like carried out with like people holding onto his arms and stuff because like.
Yeah, he would have gotten. Yeah.
Well, I think that was mainly just because he was really, really drunk. But also, they probably didn't want him in the building for because he was he just dove into the pins.
Well, he could have seriously hurt himself. Like I mentioned, you can just get yourself killed if you do it if you trip something. Also, he just ruined the oil on that lane, which means you cannot really use it until you re-oil it. The lanes are coated in oil to protect the lanes from the balls. So if you have somebody running down that, then all those footprints and stuff is going to mess up the oil pattern, which means anybody who's trying to bowl is not going to get the actual performance out of their ball, and therefore just going to fuck everything up.
I suppose the oil doesn't matter though that close to the line where the line where you're supposed to stop to throw the ball. I mean, because what's it called? People probably don't throw the ball like right on the line.
Right on the line, it doesn't matter too much, but if he's like anywhere past like 5 feet and running on the pattern, yeah, that's just going to ruin it.
So what do they do? What do they do about the spot though where the ball like lands the most, or where like the one that's like really close to the line? I'm pretty sure the oil must wear out pretty fast there in that location where people.
Actually, the first like 2 or 3 inches are not oiled at all, and then the lane machine will typically start oiling at that point.
Wait, some machines do it?
Yeah, you don't do that by hand. You used to do it by hand, but you don't do that by hand anymore. That's a lot of man hours that you really don't want to spend on people.
That's just I've never seen the machine because I've seen machines do the ball return and the pin setting, but I've never seen a machine oil the lanes.
There's a machine that you can take out, and it's like the width of the lane, and you just program it, and then it goes down, it cleans the lane on the way down, and it applies oil on the way back.
That's pretty handy. It's like a huge Roomba.
Basically, it's a two-way Roomba. Yes, it just goes down and back, and you program it so you can change the oil pattern and that sort of thing. It makes it very consistent, very nice and clean.
Do you do that while the place is open, or no, or is it just when it's closed?
You do it while it's open, but you only do it like we do it a lot. My bowling center does it a lot because we get a lot of leagues and they care about the lane condition, so that because it's a lot of play. But even though we do it a lot, we only do it like once a day. So, and it takes we're a 40 lane house. We have 40 lanes of bowling, and it takes us about an hour and a half to do it all.
To oil all the lanes?
To oil all the lanes, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get food now. Later, guys.
Later,
Okay.
Herna. So yeah, it's and when it's not in use, you just put it in the back. You just don't use it. You just hide it. It's fine.
Why does it take an hour and a half though? Or the machine's kind of slow?
Yes, it is.
Huh.
Because you have to take it, you have to put it in front of, and remember, this is a big machine. It's like 300 pounds.
Oh shoot.
And it's full of cleaner, and it's full of oil and all that stuff. So you have to empty it out. You have to refill it. And it has to be powered too. So you have to. There's this big ass cord that like 70-foot cord you plug into the thing and plug into the outlet.
That machine must cost like a freaking fortune.
I think you do want to buy a new one. They're like $20,000.
That's more than a car.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's not more than a car per se, right? A car is certainly more generally useful, but it's specialized equipment for a specialized service for a specialized market. Now, all that increases the cost. Have you ever tried buying pool supplies? Pool supplies are fucking expensive. A little pump you put in the pool to pump all that stuff out and pump the chlorine.
Oh, I thought you were talking about billiards again.
Oh, that's also expensive. Billiards table, good billiards table will run you like $6,000, $7,000.
Jeez. I always wanted
I know how much those cost too.
I always wanted a pool table. This place up the street, there was like I don't even know. This place it's kind of like I don't even know what they even call it. They sell all sorts of various stuff. It's kind of run by this really old guy. It's almost like a big freaking garage sale, but it's like inside of a building. But he sells like a bunch of like stuff. They were selling one there a while ago, but I just don't have room in my apartment for like a full size pool table. They're freaking.
That's always the problem with a pool table. You gotta have room to play because you don't just need room for the table. You need to be able to stand around it, and you need to be able to do a full draw on a cue everywhere around the table.
Yeah, because it's not just the pool table itself. You actually have to be able to, stand and then use you have like not you don't want the pool stick poking holes in the wall.
But if you want a cheaper pool table, like the pool table price I quoted there, the $6,000, $7,000, that's like a used diamond pool table.
Why
So
is-
and Diamond makes high-end pool tables, and this would be one of the ones that you can like automatic ball return and that sort of thing. So you can go something way cheaper, and probably pay like $1,000 for something still really nice that doesn't have automatic ball return.
Like, does ball return really that make it that much more expensive though to just have those slides and stuff?
Well, there's the ball return, right? It differentiates between the colored balls and the non-colored balls, so there's electronics in there to determine that.
Oh, really?
However, yeah.
Because I remember my uncle had a pool table, but it was like it looked good and it was probably pretty expensive, but it didn't do any like of that. It was like a really like it was an old design. All the balls besides the cue ball went to the same place. It didn't differentiate between colored and striped.
Oh yeah, I mean that's standard for that. And he probably had something that probably had a slightly heavier cue ball, and then it would go one way or the other. You can send the cue ball to its own pocket. Typically, one of three ways: you either the cue ball is slightly larger, cue ball is slightly heavier, or the cue ball has a magnetic core in it, which pulls it aside. The fourth way is you have a laser that shines a light on every ball that goes through, and if it sees one that is particularly shiny, it just punches it out of the way.
'Cause I know that it wasn't electronic in any way. It just had those slides.
Right. So it was probably just used a slightly heavier cue ball.
From what I remember, I think the cue ball might have been slightly small. I don't really know if it was smaller or if it was a different
It would have
size.
been larger.
Oh, really?
Cue balls are never smaller; they're always larger.
Oh, maybe that was the case then, because I remember it something like that.
It just seemed a little different, right? Yeah. Oh no, I mean, and pool tables like the real thing about a pool table is you need it to be play nice. All the other stuff is just added on. But if it plays nice, that's what you're looking for. So you need good bumpers. You need the felt to be clean. Of course, the slate has to be flat, but
Also, might be kind of difficult here because I think that some parts of the place have like a. I think the floor in the kitchen is like very slightly like you can't really tell if you're walking across it, but if you put a ball on it, I think it would roll in a certain direction. But the felt the felt would probably stop that. But I mean, like again,
what you do is you have a very, very delicate level, put it on, and most pool tables have adjustable legs so that you can slightly adjust it so that it is level, regardless of the floor it's on. I mean, that's what we have. The floor we have in the bowling alley is not flat. The place is like 40, 50 years old. The place is not like that room is not flat.
I mean, you can adjust a pool table, but how do you compensate with that in a freaking bowling alley?
Well, you just bolt pool table, and for the lanes, yeah, at the speeds that people are throwing the balls at, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, probably for bigger people doing like crazy heavy balls and people that are bigger, they can do that. But it probably is a problem for like kids and stuff that roll at a slower pace and lighter balls though.
Well, yeah, but in that case, does the score matter? That's what you have to consider. When they're that young, does the score actually matter?
Might hurt their self-esteem though, because they were like they kept getting all those gutter balls and they're like trying, but they can't get the floor slanted.
Oh, that's when they put up the bumpers. Whatever.
I didn't. When I was a kid playing, I didn't like playing with bumpers because it felt like
Cheating. Yeah.
I was like, this is freaking cheap. I don't want to play with the bumpers. I feel like a baby if I was using the bumpers when I was doing it as a kid. I was like, I don't want to do that. I remember. I think
if you're,
go ahead.
Yeah. If you're throwing at any speed down the lane, the lanes are flat enough that it's not going to really matter.
Like I think my younger brother used the bumpers, but he's like 4 years. He was like 4 years younger than I was.
Another thing to keep to remember though is the lanes typically are on their own platform. Like the lanes are elevated over the actual floor.
Are they like adjustable?
They're not really adjustable, but you can slightly, deal with imperfections in the lane on a case by case basis if you have to. They're typically laminated, which means if you heat them up, they will warp a little bit, and then you can press them back into shape. You don't want to do this too much, obviously, because otherwise the glue will completely separate, and it's not good. But you can do that for really problem spots. Like we have a spot where the laminate came undone in one spot, like in the middle of the lane. So there's this like little hump in the lane. You can see it because it's glossy, right? So you have the lights, and you can see the little hump in the lane. And not good.
Well, you can't bowl it. You can't bowl in a lane that's in that condition.
I mean, you could still bowl on it. It wasn't that bad. But if somebody really noticed it, they would be like, eh. So what you do is you just heat it up, and then you take. Oh, conveniently, you're in a bowling alley, so you have like a few 100 pounds of bowling balls you can just throw on top of it, on top of a flat plank, and then you put the plank on there, you put the bowling balls on top there, and then you let it sit for like, a couple days, take it off, and it's flat.
But because I bet what's it called, the league players are probably much more uptight about like everything being like regulation, not having crazy bumps and stuff.
Which is why we oil the lanes before the leagues bowl. If you're coming in for open play, you're not getting fresh oil unless you're lucky. But for the leagues, they get their, because they're paying a premium for it too, right? They're paying extra. They're coming in every week. They're bowling there. Their scores actually do matter, right? If somebody bowls a 300 game, that can get them a ring, or that can get them a trophy or something like that, right?
Do they get extra money for that, or is it just for like trophies and stuff?
It depends on the league.
But
But
because never
a lot of leagues give you prize money for being the highest scratch bowl and that sort of thing. So,
huh? I didn't know if they actually were like paying people for those. If that was just like a like a hobby, but like for like I mean a hobby that takes like skill.
So when you pay into leagues and bowling alley, you pay a certain amount, and that goes to your lineage. That says to pay for your bowling and to reserve the lanes. And then you pay extra, which goes into the prize fund. And at the end of the league, which is typically like 33 or so weeks, 32 to 35 weeks, they pay out prize money. And the prize money can get really ridiculous in some of these leagues. Like if you win the league, you can win thousands of dollars in prize money. And you're on a team, so your team wins thousands of dollars, and then you split it between the teams. So you might only get like, I don't know, $700, $800. That's still pretty nice.
I bet they're kind of disappointed though. It's not like other sports where it's just like people are getting like like Ferraris and stuff.
Well, I mean, consider that there's no like placement to join the league. You just say I am in the league, and then the league says, okay, you're in the league, and pay your league dues, and you're in, right? There's nothing really exclusive about it, per se.
There's like no draft and stuff.
People drop from leagues but not because they're bad, but because life happens.
I mean, it's only like draft compared to like a baseball or like a football
No,
thing.
and this is amateur, right? This is not professional. Professional bowlers bowl on way harder conditions. Your typical house shot will increase the pin total of a regular bowler by a good 40 to 50 pins.
Do you mean harder conditions in terms of like competition?
No, I mean the way the lanes are oiled.
I thought the lanes were all regulation though. I thought they couldn't change.
Yes. The lanes are regulation in that they're the right size, but the way the lanes are oiled is completely up to the house. So if you have a house shot, and houses want people to bowl well on their lanes because people like it when they bowl well. They like big numbers. So you make house shot that is very conductive to big numbers, and people like that. So that's what you do. But when you hit the professional level, it's like, okay, we have to actually regulate these oil patterns. Otherwise, it's not a level playing field for all these people in all the different houses.
So it's just more regulation though for the pros, so that's
Yeah.
all consistent.
And if the pros were bowling on a regular house shot, they'd bowl like 300s all the time. I mean, we have a pro in our pro shop, and he was professional for a while. He's got like, I want to say 5,300 games.
That
And a
might,
300 game is a perfect game. That is 12 strikes in a row.
yeah, I know. Like the only way you possibly could do is if you do like just nothing but strikes the entire game.
Yeah. So when you go professional, a professional bowling tournament will have a special pattern for it. And these patterns are a lot harder than the house shot because the pros don't expect to have a catered pattern to them so that they bowl well. They expect a challenge so that they can actually find out who's a better bowler, right? So,
Well, I mean, in that case, it's more just about like competition rather than having just
about
really fat
competition.
numbers.
Fat numbers, yeah, exactly. That's absolutely true. So, because if everybody was bowling 300, you can't find out who's better. So
That'd be pretty funny. What happens in that case anyway? Like, has ever occurred where two Pro Bowlers have bowled perfect games, like competing with each other?
you roll off. If there's a tie score, you roll off. So you start bowling, and the first person to basically not get a strike loses.
Because I've never heard of that actually like occurring, just because it's so difficult to achieve. To actually get either a perfect tie or like two perfect games competing.
It's extremely uncommon. I've seen it happen a couple times, but it's extremely uncommon. And by seen it, I mean I saw it on TV because I don't really go to pros bowling events. Okay, I think I'm gonna get off. It's nice talking to you.
Okay. Good day now. Okay, let's see. I was trying to craft stuff earlier, but okay. Yeah, I was trying to craft stuff earlier, but I couldn't craft the high quality infusions. Like my gear just still isn't good enough. It would help though if I get the high quality ingredients though. Let's see. Trying to think. Let me see. Because I cleared 1 and 2 this week, but I'm still trying to find a crew to work to join. Let me think. Uh, I'm looking for ultimate. I'm on the. I just want a party for Savage, just for people recruiting. But hmm. I keep wanting to do Palace of the Dead past floor at like 100, but a lot of times I end up being like just because that takes several hours to do. Mainly, I don't want to blow any more level 5 materia until I can get this one melded, and then try to meld this one because the first slot is easier. I mainly just need to get this Wondrous Tales done so I can get this cracked crystal first. I might be able to craft those infusions, assuming I get, because I got good quality crafting food. I specifically got Warrior Stew for the extra control, because I need that more than anything else. There's also crafting like a type of potion I can use. Yeah, I just need to get one level 6, another one level 6 Terry, and I should be good to go. I really should watch the tutorial again some more. I'm gonna get really rusty. I spent a lot of the time talking about bowling in China and stuff. That's really funny. I still stop for now. I would have a headache and stuff, and I need a bit of a break.